Should be good. Actually, one thing I do need to actually do is find on you a very important button. Okay. One thing does that. Okay, there we go. Right. What I need to do now is set up more fun stuff and things, and then I think we'll be good. Is this thing working? Is it advanced? I think it's advanced. Yep. Now I think, however, once I press this, it's might right. That'd be an issue with that. It's going to get rid of what I need to do now. There we go, right. There we go. And yep, okay, people are loading in, so we are good. Again, should have jumped now because I think I just disabled the delay. I don't know if that's disabled in real time though. Yep, so yet a lot of people still around, but no enough. It is approaching the end, unfortunately. I mean, let's be real here. By the end of the campaign, I'm impressed if 10 people are still here, still alive with functional countries. Realistically, I think the last GC was 15 was more of the exception than the rule, but here we go. 10 people, I would take. I think is enough for a major game anyway. Fortunately, what I don't think has happened is I don't think we have enough. With you and Josh dropping, I think we don't have anyone to sub last second, but there we go. Right. Okay, so is anyone around randomly to sub? Because fun fact, I couldn't get anyone last second. Gonna take that as a no. In that case, since I can't be bothered to play, we're gonna yeah, I'm just gonna say yes. Feel free to eat daddy.
Okay, nice. Free real estate.
Yeah, I don't know if a duck is showing up, but yeah, I very much feel real estate. Yeah, enjoy. Right, but that's that sorted. But there we go. Right. Beautiful mess for everyone involved. But yeah, no worries about that. I mean, I can't expect everyone to be around to sub all the time. It's kind of a miracle that people already are subbing that much, so thank you very much for that. But yeah. Realistically, if you're not there, your country's up for the slaughter. Hey, Texas is back. GB is here. I think I'm assuming it's Rhino back on Pope. Where are the Ottomans? Oh god, was that Moses? I think that was Moses. Jesus Christ, we might have an incredible amount of no-shows today. That'd be really awkward. Oh, there we go. There it just goes. Thank God. I'm getting worried for a moment. But yeah, Delhi, Russia, Ottomans, France currently without him. Hoping Rhino's coming back, but there we go. Because you're still in talks about basically quitting. Fun. Game nearly loaded. Oh god, yeah. Loading time's definitely part of the fun. That's a good point. Malbec should be on Prussian. Sorry, not. Bowen. Okay, recognize Bowen. Right, who's Bowen? Is anyone going to claim the title of Bowen?
Of who?
There's a person on Westphalia called Bowen.
Hello? Sorry, my mic.
Hello.
What? I'm
Who
Bowen.
is... Oh.
That's what's saying.
I was so used to Oakenferno being Westphalia from the last GC. I don't know why. That is
Nice.
awkward. Wow, that's let's ignore that for a moment.
I'm relevant.
You are.
Alrighty.
Right. Where the hell is Lord Rhino?
He's now on France.
Okay, good. That was me being special.
Where the fuck is he?
Where's Doja's Doge? He's not clicking on his country, and Delhi and Russia seem to both have disappeared. I think, yeah, Moses did say that very last second he couldn't come, so it's a bit of a rip.
Oh yeah, Mosul is not on Malaya either.
Oh.
Well, like half
I
of the
forgot
country
about
is.
Malaya. Jesus Christ. Dropping like flies.
Well, Malaya is not a big
By the
player.
end of the strait, but yeah,
Delhi and Russia are
yeah,
more important.
Russia and well, I don't need to click on Ottomans. If Tageta is coming in, that'll be very much appreciated, to say the least.
Malaya not being here is gonna make it much easier for England.
Sorry? Lack of Malaya, yeah, it's going to be a
England
field day
is
for England. Also, it's going to be nice for Siam.
And Japan. I mean,
Yeah.
and we'll take a chunk of Japan, China, I guess.
I still love how there's just random wasteland in the bit between Delhi, Russia, and Japan that no one's taken yet. Ironically, not even bad land. Okay, it is bad land, but like, it's not that bad.
There's a gold mine, yeah.
Okay, a gold mine.
It's
If you're looking at gold mines in 1650,
Yeah, I mean,
you
yeah,
look at
okay.
your economy.
Okay, the coal mine Uskent is taken. Okay, that's the important one.
There's coal price as well.
And I think the coal mines are taken. I think
Okay, but we are missing the most
Yeah.
important player, though, the Pope.
Where is the Pope?
Where is
Oh, he was still low in the game. He just joined. Nice.
He may be a bit late because he forgot to load the game beforehand. Yeah, no, that's the thing. If you have 5 billion saves and you're also not running the godliest computer in the world, then yes. Loading this game does require like a half hour of preparation, and that's not even a joke. If Tageta is going to come along, that's going to give us a Russia, and that kind of gives us most of the lobby. I am tempted to, given that Delhi is, relevant, to just play Delhi, if I'm being honest.
Go deep.
I think Delhi is less important than Russia.
Delhi is currently winning the campaign.
Yes, but Delhi is not doing anything, and Russia is.
Yeah, no, Tageta's going to Russia, so I'm saying, should I go on Delhi? Or should I continue?
Oh, you could play Delhi if you want.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. If I'm being honest. Oh, actually playing the GC, I know. But there we go. I'll see. If Russia also doesn't show up in the next couple of minutes, then I will go on. One of the two. If Tageta does show up, then yeah. I don't know. Do it then and play Delhi. Well, I'm getting very inspired all of a sudden. I'll think about it. Do take a big long thunk.
I mean, why is it a Delhi and not a Punjab?
Because he needs some territories from PJ, and Delhi is not done
Forming
anything.
Punjab?
Couple of the last 2 sessions, I believe.
Punjab you can form by 1480 as Delhi, easily.
Oh, but it needs doesn't need anymore.
It's Sikh and it has
It's
all the
Sikh.
yeah. And it's owned
Yeah.
like the northern India, a few provinces. So and it's
I don't know,
really,
I
really
never
good
played in
ideas.
Fucking India.
Delhi, like, I would argue Delhi's one of the better tags. I'm surprised they haven't formed.
Delhi is an awful tech.
Really?
Yes. Like it's good. He kept Punjabi, Jampuri ideas. I had a look, but both Jampur and Delhi have trashed tier national ideas. Punjab has one of the best in the game. The other option would be Nepal, but I think
I was
Nepal is
thinking
too
more
much
that-
military.
Delhi is good because they get a lot of free cores early, allowing for a good early
Yeah.
stage to do well. This, I mean, yeah, their ideas are
Yep.
like it in terms of their Prussian ideas.
Yep.
Obviously.
Forming
But,
it for the
yeah.
cores, yes, yeah, can't argue with that. But for national ideas, you want Punjab or Nepal.
Or
although
Bharat,
I
if you
would-
get away with it.
Is Bharat that awesome?
It's good enough.
I
Urban
think he was
efficiency.
trying-
I mean, it's MP,
I think he
so
was trying to
efficiency in
form
a ball,
Bharat.
but Bharat's still a good tag to be
But
in.
you can form Punjab and then Bharat. It's not
Yes.
exclusive, and Punjab is just so much better than Delhi.
I need to take a look at those
So-
ideas specifically. I'm talking off the top of
It
my head
has
right now.
morale, discipline, goods produced, production efficiency, and manpower.
I do remember seeing, I think, yeah, also Motan has a surprising amount of good things going for it. Like, surprising, it's not the best, but surprisingly
Yeah.
good amount. Where is Taget?
I think he
But,
should
yeah.
definitely have a Delhi and so Russia.
But yeah, anyway. Where is Mr. Taigeta? Jesus Christ.
Just let Russia die.
Good question.
I mean, he left the server completely.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Like-
Baguette isn't.
Oh, you mean Baguette? Yeah, Baguette got yeeted. I think there was a bit of a... Don't quote me. Okay, so in the game, I don't know. Well, he got demoted from mod and I think got yeeted from the services. Either been some 1984 mod shit where he's getting unbursted.
No, he left himself
Yeah, he
because he was getting
resigned.
annoyed by the amount of things that he got. Because it was a shit fest everywhere in the server.
I like how people keep telling me that like the rest of the server is completely fine and the little grand campaign corner is like the only reasonable part. It's so weird.
Yeah, as long as audio coins doesn't show up, that's fine.
Now you have to have a few
Do you want me to play Delhi?
No, it's not that bad. Potato PC. Yeah, that's fair. Potato PC or Potato PC. However, the issue with Potato PC is that he has under 5 minutes. I will have to start the lobby up because otherwise the game does bad. But there we
Do you
go.
want me to play Delhi? Because I can play Delhi if you want.
No,
No.
again, it's going to be in the next 5 minutes, so I'd rather have
Oh,
you on
okay.
Pope. I do like you on the Pope.
What is
If you however
Together
don't like
playing
yourself in the Pope, I
Russia
won't
or
stop.
Oh
Delhi?
no, I
won't
like
stop
Pope.
you.
I would join Pope.
If you, however, are done with the Pope, I'm happy with you to go to Russia or something.
I have
However,
what, 25 provinces? That's loads.
No, I need you, Pope. Just beat some
Yeah.
AI navies for me.
Yeah.
Then you can switch to Russia.
Yeah. 3.
this is the time where I, as the host, say, "Well, Russia, please don't integrate me." Goes on Kiev. This is actually my destiny. Win the GC as Kiev.
Probably, if we don't have a Russia, I feel like
He's gonna
it
get
might
integrated
be a
in 5
good
minutes.
idea if you played, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Russia is more important than Delhi.
Yeah, it's a bit important.
Even if Delhi is winning, he's not doing much. Like, Russia is getting fucked from all sides, you know? So, might be good having
Oh, I
some.
think both are important.
Isn't Delhi the current winning?
Literally
number
currently
one
winning the
nation?
GC, yeah.
Oh.
So I think it's
Yes, but he's sitting there
he's sitting there not
Having-
doing it, unfortunately.
having
Right,
shit spawn on AI,
Okay.
you know?
The same time, however, actually playing is, well, effort. But there we go. No. We'll have to look and see. Yeah, it's a lot easier to be backseat general, but backseat commander like you could be doing this than actually playing in all fairness. But no, I could play in all fairness as well. I'll see.
You could just kill everybody.
Problem is, we
In
don't
all
have a
fairness,
stream
yeah,
to
I've got
watch tomorrow.
I don't care enough about the country. I could just death or VJ 5 times over.
Yeah, just kill everybody.
There is a temptation there, isn't it? Oh, there's Taigeta. Okay, thank God. I don't have to start the lobby early. I didn't want to start the lobby early as well. Prussia ready up, please.
No Malacca?
Yes, Moses.
Malacca's useless.
They both fixed a decent chunk, actually, I want to argue, but...
I think you should
by
play
Moses,
Delhi.
but, there is that temptation.
Go on, just do it.
Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Look how big it is.
But the
You could
issue
just-
is with
you
Delhi,
could just kill Persia.
it's a bit unfair on the other people. First of all, there is a consistent amount of lag for other people I'm fighting. As host, I don't get that, which is
good
why it's
point,
inherently
yeah.
unfair. Secondly, you as players are pressured not to fully kill me, because if I fully die, the lobby goes down and it causes a reset.
I mean, that would take a very long time.
That's
Yeah.
true, but you know what I
I
mean.
mean, I guess
could
we
let
could
you
all
live
like
as an
join
OPM.
in.
Yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying is the lag thing is also going to be rather important and all those things. So I'd rather not play. I'd play if I'm not going to be an important player wars. As Delhi, however, I'm going to have some fun with it and go into very important player wars. And that's going to be a bit unfair as well.
We killed Hungry when he was hosting, so...
We did, yeah.
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 Yeah,
the
but
thing is,
he survived as
back
neutral
then, as
at the end.
Hungry was early game death wars. Early game death wars matter a lot more in terms of your physical state of money you have in the country that you can throw, right? At this point, like to bankrupt one of these countries in 1650s, you literally need to like spend a couple million ducats. So it matters a lot more of being able to catch battles and less on just a war of attrition. There's enough manpower in Delhi and enough money in Delhi to, you know, not die that way.
Is there enough manpower though?
I think he's at like...
He doesn't have that
at
much
least
manpower, to be honest.
3/4 of a million, but I'll check right now. And
I
you
think
can
it's
see
like
that as well, the stream.
600k, which is not really
No,
that
he
good
does
to be
have
honest.
750k.
I would have thought he had a
Oh,
lot more than that.
750. 750k. That's
Well,
what he
why
has.
not suit you?
He's definitely not got a million.
He's
No.
still got a million yet, that's a bit depressing.
He's probably
Yes,
why
yes.
he's quit, to be honest.
We are still in the box, right?
I still
Yes.
box, yeah.
Okay.
Box takes a while. Also, box is going to be a bit dodgy because we have spent 50 minutes up on the lobby. Approaching.
Yeah, we might have to rehost.
I don't think we do. We haven't hit that 20-minute mark. That is the point of death and no return. But you know.
Good point.
Maybe.
Is someone playing Delhi?
No.
Nope. And also
Oh,
no protection.
Shit.
And no Malaya either. This is
He
this
was
is
the one
such a
going to
shit
help me
lobby.
against Ottomans.
How many people?
Don't worry.
1, 2, 3.
I won't help you either because I'm busy killing Delhi and Malaya.
Right. Anyway, you have fun with that. I will see you all around. Say hi, well you will anyway in case problems happen. Right. Let's start back into the game before it has a little hissy fit. All players are alright. Okay. I'm not going to keep around that long. And does Delhi not have a million manpower yet? 3/4 of a million. I caught it almost exactly. Caught it almost exactly. Oh, I feel really bad. I should have played. I could have done so much with this. I could have done so much with this. Oh my god, I could have done so much with this. I should have played, I think. So I wouldn't be able to sell this, but... God, I could have done so much with this. Oh, I could have done so much with this. Of course, he's also allergic to the concept of the back row, but you know. Ah, this would have been good. This would have been good. I'm sad now. I should have played Delhi. Should have played Delhi. Very sad. Alexa played Esposito. Pope doesn't matter. Japan probably won't help. Sam maybe can negotiate. Probably. Oh, they are. AE? Yeah, AE. Right. Well, what's done is done. What is their ideas actually as well while I'm here? Fire damage. Burgers produced. A bit of dev cost the only real. Yeah, god, okay, that's Barata would have been definitely better than this. But there we go. Right. But that is lobby up and ready for fun and games. So with that out of the way, let me double check something else on the other side. Yep. But oh well, it is what it is. Right. I think with that, I'm gonna say we are good to go. And oh, we are actually speed 3. We're off. We lag behind, but only on speed 3. We're off. All right. So another day, another. Looking further lagging behind. Another looking through how people are doing. Persia, what happened to your income there? What's going on here? That's a lot of money, decent chunk of money being nicked by the Ottomans. Surprisingly, but wow. Yeah, that's really lacking in the trade department, but. Yeah, because you can not afford your army at maintenance, can you? No. I think very much reliant on Ottoman subsidies here, but there we go. Also has around the Bulls trying to suck out trade from there. Fair enough. But yeah, money clearly lacking, and that's because Ottomans are jeopardizing your trade. A classic issue as any kind of Mamluk player. Natural expansion is into the Ottomans to control your trade, and Ottomans' natural expansion is into the Mamluks. So any kind of alliance between them two is kind of detrimental to each other. Which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Merchants are very much definitely suffering here, but oh well. Ideas, so far so good. I mean, no trade ideas, but military ones are fine. Religious means, I think, yeah, went for that morale as well. So yeah, so far so decent. Only thing I can really complain about trade, but that's not even arguably his fault. He's definitely could be getting a bit more if he's actually going to bother sticking a merchant in here, not to collect but to steal us, but I think he's specifically feeding the Ottomans right now for money. So there we go. Okay. Army strength as well, to clarify, around 400k, so reasonable, but could be better, and I don't know if you want to ally around him. Yeah, I don't think it does, but there we go. Moving on to Texas, which has had a nice game trying to get themselves up to scratch, actually getting something resembling an income and something quickly resembling an army. Don't know if they have a fallback row yet. They do, and that's about their entire state of their countries. They have a singular fallback row. A bit of corruption, but nothing too major. Not paying for their fleets. To clarify again, I'm an observer. This has no impact on the country. If you look, I put max root out corruption, and oh, I think he put it as well. But yeah, I think he has just taken the server from an AI as well. So there we go. This he can dab. Idea-wise, what are we looking? Okay. So fourth idea group based expansion, taking an interesting order trade here, which is an interesting call, but don't know if that's AI or not. Also, this doesn't mean anything because Native Americans, so woo. Or the totemist fetishist land means absolutely nothing for him. He is running the 2.5% discipline, which is about the only saving grace of that religion, but there we go. And yeah. Texts and ideas, I do want to try them at some point, but the lack of 5% discipline does hurt you. Otherwise, no real complaints here. Orthodoxy is right most to him as well, so arguably you would want to pick up orthodoxy from your subjects, but otherwise, yeah, he's absolutely fine here. Especially given his origins as a Congolese exodus. As for Europe, well... Pope's been kicked out, to say the least, by the French. He now lives off the islands here and picking up maritime naval. He's got basically becoming pirate Pope, which is an interesting way to go, but about the best chance he has right now. He he has enough of a navy, especially since this is the patch with the galley being overpowered in this inland sea to keep him safe forever. So it doesn't even need this army, but there we go. Actually got a surprisingly functional economy as well, mostly by nicking trade out of the Genoese, which the French turn into their own node. There is kind of a German-Westphalia-Prussia bloc, and they're kind of keeping themselves alive that way, being very much threatened by the French-British alliance, which have also France allied, well, Russia and Andalusia as well. Have they broke with Britain? I think they have just broke with Britain. Yes, Britain were allied with them, but Britain got a victory card. So there we go. Hello.
Sessions you think there will be?
Less than last time, but still a decent couple.
I just wanna get the figure out what I need to do for next time.
Fair.
Probably a week out before.
Don't know if it's your fault, but let's put it this way: the seeding was definitely nicer last time.
I mean, it's.
I think it's more.
People got replaced. People got replaced. Like a lot of the imbalance comes from, you know, why Otto's and Persia are allied, because that space dropped and then just got their friend to play on. It's literally because of the reseeds. Like, and then we got a specific player that shouldn't be put on Britain, but we needed somebody on Britain. Like, there's a reason I put
just on
Britain. Yeah, so I don't think it's the specific initial seeding, but we need to. It's just more so we seeded people who were reliable, or so we thought, and then became, like Judges was still playing, like afterwards. It's just he fucked over the seeding. So yeah, I like those are the two big problems I would see. Everything else, I think, like if that didn't happen.
Well, that's fair. Otherwise, yeah. I think there's definitely quite a few more sessions to go.
Okay.
Because,
well then,
yeah.
Also, I feel so strongly about Fiji not being let back in that I will not participate in seeding or the GC.
Fair enough. I have no idea what happened with Fiji. I can't remember if
he actively promotes how he doesn't play EU4. When he was letting here, he just trolls like, why doesn't this EU4 save file open with Internet Explorer?
Oh, let's see that person. Oh, I remember. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so like I like to troll him back by saying if he apologizes in this chat, he will get unbanned from this trend, but I really
I'm sure he'll be fine otherwise. The GC is just a quarter of the server.
He has no intention of playing. If he plays, he's gonna join in and like fuck up something. So we're not gonna give him that. There's no way he's reformed or whatever. I think he's just lonely since now he's a helper. So he's so lonely that he decided to become a helper, but he doesn't play EU4. Like you're on an EU4 Discord, but you don't play EU4, but you're helping moderate it.
Well,
you're alone.
Hey, it used to be the Imperator Discord as well until that game got axed, but yeah. Anyway, fair enough. To answer your question, still a couple more sessions to go.
Okay.
At least.
I'll run when it gets closer. I'll run some ideas by you.
Yeah.
If we can it out.
I don't think there's much of a call to end anywhere near, and you know.
No, that's fine.
When it's close
I'm not,
to the actual end, it's more that okay. Do you
I'm
want to keep going?
Yeah, I'm not calling for an end and then back in. Like that, but so we don't have that guy anymore. As soon as he loses, like, can we get a new session?
No, fair. You've been
1500. Clearly
1300. Wow, that's impressive. We've gone backwards in time.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in. Good to hear you're still around.
Yep.
But yeah.
I'll be around.
Good to hear. Thanks for the seating. And yeah. And again, I do agree with that. As I have just said, there's still quite a decent chunk of sessions to go. And yeah, fun gossip. There's a bit more mod drama than the usual fun and games going on. But yeah, because God, new Discord applications and all that fun stuff. But yeah, anyway, moving on with that drama aside. To answer Europe, a Germany alliance group, and wow, we kept up with Speed 3 for a while. A Germany alliance group, keeping Germany and a bit of Norway there together. England, who has just dropped their good ally, the French, to, well, eat the French because they need it there for the victory card. Say victory card's doing a thing. And France, picking up currently AI Russia, but still probably going to have Andalusia in it with them. probably want to align themselves with the German bloc to help against any British invasion, because Britain is currently running away with the game, and that's an understatement. Granted, that's mostly subjects, but it's still not trivial. Another way, the Ottomans, as usual, running away with a decent chunk of Europe, but it's a chunk of Europe that makes at least economic sense. Basically, yeah, taking themselves Venice. So, sums up on that regard. But that's Europe. Oh, and again, the Pope exiled to the islands. Andalusia doing pretty well with that. And Papal Alliance has been Persia, Andalusia, France being that walks through, and oh, Delhi being murdered by Siam. Understandable. Well, good luck to them with that. Siam going for an impressive war, to say the least. Given that, I mean, it's AI, but still. Oh dear, who's lagging behind that much for me to be here? Oh, I'll confirm it. Oh dear. Yep, there we go. But yep, well, good to see you back, Alistair, anyway. But yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, very last second dropouts on Delhi has created a situation where Yipston feels brave enough to go in, shall we say. And Malaya as well. Not a last second dropout, but close to that anyway. Couldn't get a sub in time, unfortunately. Very tempted to play Delhi myself, but again I decided against it because if I was, I would get very much an unfair advantage as the host. Don't have to stand too long pinning the things, but there we go. Otherwise, yeah, Texas trying to cling themselves to life here against any kind of British expansion. It's kind of the budget America over there. And Japan, who I'm not sure who they're allied with actually. Just Vijayanagar. Yeah, Vijayanagar holding on to dear life. Was holding on anyway against Delhi. And, oh, are they guaranteed or... No, they have allied Vijayanagar. Vijayanagar having quite the bucket list of allies then, actually. That's rather impressive, alliance lists. Like, yeah, wow, actually, that's... including the Pope. They're not overdip relations. I guess they don't have a lot of subjects like other people do. Nope. They are good. Fair enough on that. And immediately there it is. There's the player wall. Now, something tell me that... Did they dishonor? Yeah, I guess we'll find out. Right. And they called in Vijayanagar. Well, that's an interesting person to call in. Do you want to see if the... Oh, Papal Navy probably helping out against the Malayans over there. Understandable. I mean, that in Gran Canarias at least. I'm intrigued to see, will they help the French here? Or who will help the French here? So far, no one's broken their alliance. But at the same time, they have that gap to wait to see if they will accept. This was a long time coming in. Yeah, Britain had the majority of their army over here, a good 1.4 million of it, of course. France, however, severely outnumbered. Going for a very early battle here. Not the best idea to reinforce that, I don't think. I think that's a dead stack. No, okay, they are going to fight that. Understandable. Well, I would go watch those boats die, but yeah. Okay, Prussia. Going Britain. Okay. So Prussia going to do their best to keep the French alive here. Rather ironic turn of events, but I think they both know that with France gone, then they are the next target. Will be interesting to see if Westphalia comes in on that or not. But, oh, they have picked up the Ottomans, which is kind of a safety procedure against that as well. Surprised to see no one else come to join that. But there we go. Right, well, while those people start off their wars, let me keep going through the countries. We were on Westphalia, I believe, ironically enough. After that. Could be better economy, but could be a lot worse. They're in an awkward position economically anyway. Troops, thumbs up, good enough for me, and good enough for the manpower. Yeah. Okay, Prussia calling them in. They're in. Yeah. So in they go, dragging us back into that. Interesting. Are these all actually good forts? With the exception of Utrecht, yes, for the most part. Or with the exception of these down here. Okay. France probably has a decent amount of stuff they want back from this. But there we go. Oh dear, France. That's not looking too good for you. That's Britain barreling in with 600k right off the bat. They are going to struggle to resist against that. They also can call the Russians in. Did they down them? Oh, they attacked the British. I see. Well, that's definitely interesting development. That explains why Vijayanagar's in it. But there we go. Right. Well, at least I'm tired of today. But I am going to quickly just go through the countries to see what I disapprove of. Yep, good trade by the Ottomans there, picking that up. Could be a lot better, but could be a lot worse. Again, I'm comparing this to the Listerous Ottomans, who was like 5 billion income at this point. No, so far, so very good for them. Definitely getting a good chunk of trade income. Probably at the detriment of the Persians. Good army, they can definitely afford it. Nothing to complain about here. Moving on to Japan, who has taken the Japanese unification on the slower end, just so they can start off and hit the ground running stronger in their expansion here, and they have done pretty well in that regard. So far, so very good on ideas. Economy is also very, very nice for them. Idea-wise, yep, good. No complaints at all. Are they, okay, almost getting themselves 100% crown land. Interesting choice, but there we go. Moving on to Andalusia, who is at least paying for their troops nowadays. There we go. Reasonable economy, no complaints there. I have to approve the idea selections as well. Can they not colonize here? They can actually colonize this. Oh, they're colonizing. Kind of impressive actually, they can colonize here as well. Is that not part of... Yeah, one state. Awkward state, but there we go. No, so far so very good. On Andalusia, 1 million manpower, have to commend that. So, definitely very well done for Andalusia there. Moving on to Prussia. I believe they have kept Prussian government and kept that militarization. Very well done with a respectable troop count and a present economy, at least. Looking at a very, very good discipline here as well, making them allow to push a lot further. As I was saying last session as well, one thing I would say they're missing is the 10% discipline event. If they do that, they're going to have a real field time, but there we go. Diplomatic map on Britain. Yeah, that's going to be Europe to answer the question. Yeah, although don't forget they basically own the New World and allied southern India anyway, with substantial properties in Africa to say the least. But yeah, there we go. France not calling in Andalusia is probably going to keep Britain in this, although Britain in itself is currently running away with the game somewhat. I mean, just looking at the battles currently, they're managing to be winning, but that's maybe because of Westphalia's generous overstacking. I think they're kind of forcing the overstack here, so France can get a win in the south. Well, even that's a bit tight. But there we go, they do get that win. Ooh, that's going to be an interesting development, and that GB stack is locked in, and they start to retreat from there. Yeah, not the cleanest war for Britain, especially with so many people in it, but we do have to remember Britain is on the defensive on both of these. Holy Roman reclamation of Oversticht, unlawful territory, you know. Definitely care a lot about that with the HRE being on 4 people, 2 of them being annexed as we speak. Oh, well, there goes the Genoese. Which is probably going to be quite nice for the French economy, if I'm being honest. Wrong economy. Yeah, very nice for the French economy. I mean, Pope getting substantially subsidised by his share of the pie, but you know, it is what it is. beautiful papal capital as well. Anyway, getting back to the front lines. Okay. Advanced by the French for now, Britain taking a regroup. While they do that, let me quickly go through the remainder of the countries. Prussia I just have. Britain is the star of the show right now, putting 1.6 million troops in the field without not really breaking a sweat. A bit low on the manpower now, which isn't the best, but they can slacken themselves up into shape, yeah. They'll be absolutely fine here. Don't even want to look at the mess that is their subjects tab, but there we go. Substantial amount of money. They did go naval hegemon, which in fairness at the end, well, mostly definitely decided of subjects I believe, but that would be very, very nice for them for artillery damage from back row. So it's always great to see. Right. Moving on to the Pope. Oh, they could lose hegemon here. In fact, they probably if people offer them white peace and they accept, they will lose hegemon here, which is not the best. Pope, again, as I've talked, after 3 eras in, he was being kicked out of mainland by the French, so he's gone maritime naval now to be able to do something. I do believe he can. Does that give you navy things? Not really. I think exploration may give you navy things. Yeah, global navigation, steel cartographers. So I think ironically enough espionage, but I mean he's got naval ideas at this point. Good, might as well give that 10% global navigation and blockade impact on siege. But it is what it is. Ah, Pope's getting an alliance from Russia. I would definitely be taking that if he has a dip slots. Which, given the fact that he has just taken that, tells me he has. Yeah. Go Pope. In other news, how is that front looking? Well, France clearly looking on the offensive here, but Britain putting their troops where their money is. Their troops where their mouth is. Leviathan is all I can say here. Absolute joke. Now you can get that much development in your capital, but there we go. And there they go into the battles. France got off a bit on the back foot here, and with Valois they're going to be cutting off those reinforcement stacks. Ouch, I don't think they have the back rows to engage on 3 stacks at the same time. Britain does, is the issue there. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a slaughter. That's going to be a stack wipe over there, and this is going to be ugly. Right, well, France has at least managed to reinforce a battle over here, so there they go. And, well, that's a lot of free money. Okay. That might be the, Westphalians walking around trying to get a couple cheeky wipes in the back line. But yeah, Britain, I would not recommend going the offensive right now. Not with them successfully sniping the infantry stack. And, well, rest in peace, Aachen. Occupation. I think that they are going to choose to fight here substantially. Yeah, looks like it. Does Britain have the infantry to reinforce? Is the main question there. Ooh, right. Oh, do they? For this battle north, yes. However, in the south, just the back row. Finally getting good generals from both sides now. Britain, I believe, in the First War, where ironically enough they were allied with the French against the Germans. They had much worse generals. Here we go. Have to commend the French here on one thing at least, nice borders. Credit where credit is due. And isn't the HRE just like 4 people now? Yeah. Unironically, they'll be able to pass some reforms soon. Although I think you may need 50 Imperial Authority even if everyone's supporting your reform to pass it. So, not always the free reign they expect. France, however, as while I was talking, is definitely yes, Prussians and the French both committed to this battle over here. Interesting choice. It is a grass town fort, so I can see why, but. Yeah, remarkably, even with the amount of allies they brought in, they are just outnumbered here. Russia is not fighting this. Neither is Andalusia. I think they traded this for this to get if Andalusia get their card. So there we go. Oh no, Andalusia is an award. They have just been called in against the British. Wow, really trying to put a nail in that coffin. I don't know if... No, well, given the fact they're fighting Delhi, something tells me that no, they're not indeed going to be... Yeah, Delhi unfortunately getting slightly murdered here, especially with Bengal. Let me guess, being released as a subject. Yeah, Delhi being armed over governing cap. Here's Bengal. You do love the AI sometimes, don't you? Anyway, to quickly conclude our list. VJ, economy, thumbs up. Troops, thumbs up. Russia, economic, actually unironically thumbs up. And troops, very much a thumbs up as well. No real debt. Nothing too sniff for this country anyway. Destroy Kiev. Well, that's a political statement right there. Right. And last but not least, Siam, who has been on the back foot quite substantially. I just started to recover economically and definitely taking a couple of wars, or I'd argue. Be careful what you try and bite off, but there we go. That is a lot of Delhi troops, even if they are AI controlled. Oh, they are getting slaughtered here. Yeah, okay. Maybe it is a good idea to go. Right. Well, front lines are starting to solidify. I think no major successes with any of the sides on the offensive here. Prussia holding their line, and the same can be said for Westphalia. Same for the French. British, however, yeah, taking a very local siege. Hainaut. That is the French, are the British. Do you need more troops over here? No, but I think they have slackened a couple times at least. Running very much under seats in Parliament, but oh well. God, you just love to see the random BS capitals that the players are able to get away with this consolidate. I've said now clicked on two not great ones, but you know. 91 Berlin. Or even is the Andalusian capital. Oh, they moved it a lot. It was used to Morocco. Still impressive. Fairs at 25, however, is a sight to behold. Ah, of course. Oh, I see. They held off operations awaiting for Andalusia to arrive. Yeah, well, that's definitely going to change it in their favour, to say the least. Let's look at the numbers in total. Looking at 1.8 million from the British side. Ironically enough, around the same numbers on both sides, but don't forget the British side includes like around 300k. That's not theirs, that's just colonial nations troops, which are very, very good at defending the garrison of home. Like, yeah. Pretty bad example actually, but yeah, very good at garrisoning the homelands. Apart from Congolese Guyana for some reason, not taking that. And for some reason being allergic to colonizing this one province. God, I keep forgetting that's part of Malaya, but you know, it is what it is. Right, going back to the battles. So far, so good for the British. They've decided to only take one fight. Britain is actually leading against them on a bit more morale and a touch of discipline, but not anything substantial. Not the right age yet. But there we go, they're going to start another war, which is what you want to do, I think, when you have the numerical advantage, start another battle. But oh dear, they have now been forced, the British, to start a battle here. It's not something they want, that -1, but it is what it is. This may actually buy them enough time to win the siege, however, and if they do, that's going to be at least some progress, even if it is a grass and fort. Okay, I think they're just suiciding a couple of their back rows and just to ensure that they win these battles. Okay, and that is Westphalia consolidated, and there goes the siege of that. Now they actually need to be very careful with this stack over here. It's very close to imminent death. Can they not retreat it? They can retreat it. I'm not sure they're not doing that, but I'm assuming. Guess I'd like to play with fire. Now it's at least on half morale, but there we go. Well, a province is a province, and this is going to end up as free real estate for the French, which is actually, unironically, a decent chunk of dev for them to occupy. Oh god, and it's English culture. Well, that's one way of putting the Britain back in Brittany, I guess. Albeit a rather cursed way. Although, yeah, that is not a pretty sight to be to see. Right. So Britain is ironically enough winning both of these right now because they do hold the occupations. And of course random AI's subjects doing cheeky landings and trying to get away with something here. I don't think they will, but you know, always worth a shot after all, right? Always worth a shot. But yeah, no, that economy is painful to fight through, to say the least, and that is some beautiful generals. Okay. And, oh, they did go Republic here. Okay. Well, I guess they did go into the English Civil War for that reason. Ironically enough, what you'd want to do here is thank a Republican tradition to the point where you re-elect the monarch and don't have English monarchy anymore, but you know. You can also very much definitely be a republic. Still have Cromwell in charge, they do, and actually, or they want to keep him because he's strict. 5% discipline after all is 5% discipline. I don't think they popped the discipline event yet, but they're not aiming for it. One thing, however, is when I'm looking forward to the Prussians ever popping it, because that will give them also 150% discipline. And okay, yeah. Andalusia is now on the front lines. Well, it is quite the coalition they do need to beat them back. Zimbabwe wants a seat in parliament. And that's how the colonies start getting for independence. But yeah, anyway. They go into a battle here, again into a grassland, so neutral ground in truth, although they are taking the -1 crossing penalty, which isn't for the best. At least some of their troop size. Is that a 6 maneuver general? 5 maneuver, yeah. Unless you've got a 6 maneuver general, that's gonna be a -1 for you. Which is nice for the British. They do also have at least an entry combat ability guy, although then fire damage is definitely better to have for your artillery. But in come the hordes of reinforcements. What are the casualties looking like so far? Britain put a million to the death in both? Yeah. Actually may have to struggle with manpower if they're willing to generously slacken, which in fairness they probably are. So that's something, right. Interesting to see they're only starting one battle. They have a lot of back rows standing around doing not much. With that, and I'm assuming the British Navy's going to crush any real hopes of sliding across. Just 50 heavies is all they needed, but then again, they have naval hegemons, so you know there's 250 heavies out there somewhere. Yeah, that's a lot of heavies. There we go. Okay, so Britain finally decided to start a second battle. Interesting choice. You're good. Interesting choice to write you're going to be retreating. We have a no good retreat there, but they might get away with it. No, they do not. Okay, they can retreat back home, not the end of the world. But yeah, I think Britain just got beaten back from that tile, but they're going to immediately go back in for another battle. Oh no, Britain, did you retreat into... They're getting ping pong ball between battles. Well, there they go, finally going home. Fortunately, with such absurd numbers from both of them. I think clean, if we look, is at least a minute. Look at the Prussian Westphalian side as well. Oh, they actually have most things in the battle there. Well, let's see. 100, 300, 400k, 500k. Plus these to make up for that, being under 500k, 340k in that battle. Yeah, almost, I would say, I'd gather around 1 million here. Just standing waiting for the battle. On the side of the anti-Brit GB coalition. As for GB, in all honesty, they don't have the same, but they've been reinforcing quite properly. Not taking any dumb... Well, that's going to be close. But we're going to find out the answer to that one after they feed another 500k to the meat grinder. In that regard, very, very nicely done on the economy, no complaints there actually. That is, however, a better question with England starting to get random occupations of Prussia. How are they doing economically? Reasonable. Reasonable. Getting 5 ducats a month from Westphalia, yeah, could be better. Okay, they are trying to provoke a second battle, which is fair. We're doing much the same, but that can't even accomplish you. But okay, it's a sword infantry, this is all infantry. Okay, so they're going to try and catch them off here. But they get a back row in there just in time, so it's not really much of a success. Yeah, Britain trying to also utilise their back rows, at least seeing the reluctance of the anti-British coalition to enter a lot of battles. I think they're trying to enter them themselves. That is a very bad place to retreat into. Oh, or is it? That's one way to catch reinforcements. Did that general die mid-battle? I think it did. Oh god, that's very, very bad. No, but they retreat with a proper general, thankfully. However, I don't think they quite have enough here. Yeah. I do believe they're going to be eaten back here, unfortunately, but there we go. Well, can't win every war after all. And yeah, overstacking by the Prussians, but this time they have the numerical advantage and they're able to get away with it. More often than not. Right. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I had to shift tab. But yeah, Britain on the retreat now and not looking too nicely for them. Well, before we let's check back in on the other side of the world. Has Delhi been absolutely sorted yet? Well, yeah, looks like by the Persians, who probably are interested in getting some of their Persian land back. Japan also very much interested in grabbing China, and Siam are taking whatever they can as well. Interested to see if they go for the white piece to punish Malay or not. Well, just need to get the Papal Navy over here. Don't know how much they're paying for that, but probably something. And there's the peace deal with Delhi. Divert are mostly harmless to spoil March, so that shouldn't cause any issues. And yeah, they should be fine eating over here. Such a turnaround. As soon as Daddy's not a player, immediately everyone's like, well, time to eat them. Right, so how are we looking here? Yeah, okay, Britain's starting to be beaten back slowly but surely. Let me guess, the French are interested in taking... Yeah, give or take the modern French borders outside of that state. Plus, of course, half of Italy and the world. Ah, well, that's an awkward occupation. The Scorched wanted that. On the other hand, I'm assuming Prussia is rather interested in it. Getting themselves a slice of the Netherlands, but there we go. Assuming they can release. Oh, OPM Burgundy, I was about to say. East Face is what they want here. But even then, they can take a substantial bite. Interesting what they will take if they do get themselves into a position. When Britain starts unconning, it is a separate war, which is a bit more risky because Britain can uncon to either France or Germany here. But Britain does not want to uncon. They have a hegemony to keep, and if they uncon, well, there goes London. They probably will. British Navy won't save them anymore if they uncon, so it's probably going to be a war fought to drive them off the beaches, shall we say? But once they are driven off the beaches, well, I think that's the best place to watch this because you at least see everyone who's hostile. And well, Britain's still going in to start another battle, even with 3 ongoing, starting a 4th one. That's brave, but I don't think they have the numbers to reinforce all of them. Granted, did they actually have a battle over here? I think they did, given the fact that they retreated. Well, that's back row is present for everyone involved. So yeah, no cheeky cut-offs here, especially with back row is being kept on the flanks. Very well done for managing to win that battle at least. I think they actually might have this. I think it's going to be Britain beating them back yet again so far. Albeit it now starting to be severely outnumbered. They've slackened everything to 1 million manpower. That's fair use at this point. Miltech there, fine. So they can put all of their mill points either into, well, probably not down this point, but to getting generals into getting rid of this. They have up their golden age, which is quite nice for morale. Speaking of, what they're looking at 7.68, yeah, respectable. I think they're going to have this action. That is the other thing we need to remember. If Britain wins, oh boy can they take a land here. Oh, they probably would want their victory card, won't they? Wow, that's basically 100% war score. Impressive against the... They can take a decent chunk. I'll probably be eating bits of the quote-unquote colonies myself. In the event of a British victory, I do like crafting the pieces, I noticed. Yeah, that would be quite nice. Just starting to kick the Germans out of Scandinavia and cementing it very much as a British island. Although it's a very connected island to say the least too. Doesn't quite have the full safety that the Navy provides, although the British Standing Army has a word or two to say about that as well. Are they assaulting this? I think they are. Well, that's one way to get that siege back quickly. Can't screw them here, to be honest. I think, yeah, they very, very convincingly won this entire encounter here. And yeah, there goes that siege. Ouch, carrying off small little French reinforcement stacks as well. And sit on Paris, so yeah, Britain's going to be able to take a 4-1 here, and they are looking like they are in the lead. Andalusia reconsolidating, and so are the French. Svalia Prussia also on the back foot, trying to get their armies back together. Economies are starting to be noticeably in the red for them, but it's still very much fine for now, at least. Well, British random subject swarm is doing a number on Sweden, shall we say. So there we go. Oh yes, of course, Britain is supporting every single institution under the sun. Can't say that's been a bad thing either for them. So yeah, Britain definitely having a very dominant game today. Very nice. Very well done by the British. Alright, but there they go again. The French preparing for another fight, this time probably at Paris. The issue with the Paris fight is it is grassland, and much like the rest of the French land, very, very invadable. Rhymes, I believe, also, yeah, grassland, so only deeper into France they actually find defensible forts. All of them they haven't even built. But hey, they have Anjou. I think, is Anjou a forest? It is a forest, okay. Huatipao they deleted, which is fair enough. What's happened to my voice today? Okay, France, you also max some mill points. Maybe get some generals, dismiss them, and get some more professionalism to be ready to slacken, even if you are max on manpower. But there we go, and they are going in, trying to liberate Paris here. Given it's their land being invaded, they also have full vision of the British reinforcement stacks, which, well, is rather helpful to say the least as well. Now, my other question is, did they scorch the earth yet? I think on the lack of reinforcements they have not, actually. I guess they don't want to scorch Paris, which is understandable. 70 dead Paris is 70 dead Paris after all, and yeah. Well, best of luck to them in that anyway. Oh dear. Well, Britain being under, yeah, so they're looting that. But that's not looking good for the French. Britain definitely focused on them instead of the Germans, which I think is understandable. They knocked the Germans, they're still fighting the French, but if they knock the French out, I don't think the Germans have much to fight for. But here we go. A reminder, these are not imperialism wars either, so it's not like they need to go take London, even though they are on the offensive. And they've max upgraded that. Do they? Oh, they haven't max upgraded Stonehenge. God, I love spending money on upgrading Stonehenge. Hoping that's just they put like a little tourist sign outside Stonehenge, not, you know, or drag more rocks to fix up the place. But there they go. Right, well, more British walking in. Very, very excellent reinforcement by the British here, I have to say. Hand curated the Argentine sub is doing a good job in so far. The only one complaint is he's a bit trigger happy to start battles, but I won't even know if that's a bad thing. It's, you know, keeps them on their toes. He is fighting a 41 here, so let's bear that in mind. And he's doing really well for that, actually. Wow, even almost approaching the point at 40 war score can enforce the white peace on Prussia. Should really be devastating for the French here. But there we go. Yeah, with Delhi being massed up, I think the British are clearly leading one thing, however, and that thing being score, which is probably a good thing to check. How are we doing score comparison? GB and Andalusia are also catching up. Oh, yep, they got that card. And they've lost the Brittany card. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Andalusia are actually looking poisoned to overtake, although the score monthly by GB is rather impressive anyway. However, yeah, Delhi is losing all of their cards right now, basically. It's a bit of an ouch, but there they go. Japan also very much in a position to contest this as soon as they take their third card, which I don't know if there's much in the way of that. Oh, only Delhi. Yeah, there's nothing in the way of that. What a weird state border. A weird line of states. Well, there we go. Right. Going back to that. Seems now they're focused on the French. Okay. Well, so far not so great for the anti-British coalition. Despite their numbers, they are making substantial gains, and yeah, that cannot be can be ignored. Prussia doesn't have that much land, so these occupations had to hurt their war score. On that topic as well, Prussian economy, well, has seen better days, but it's not exactly too bad. Are they running a discipline advisor? They are. And is he at least +3? Yes, they can get the discipline event. Yeah, there's one thing that can't turn this around. It's probably going to be another 10% discipline for the Prussians, given how far ahead they already are, but you know. We work with what we got, especially with Cromwell in charge of the British for a while, then yeah. If we have Cromwell coming around to the Irish to burn them down, this time it's the French. But, okay, Prussia, Uman and Aryan about taking a battle here in Paris, and it looks like the answer is a yes. Britain also comfortably moving their stacks into reinforce. Actually, I have a couple Merc stacks, which... Oh, every Merc stack under the sun. Fair and Hughes. Oh dear. Oh god, they have the Congo assault. Well, that's one way to do it. That's one way to do it, definitely. But there they go into that battle. So far the advantage looks to be with Britain, although Westphalia is starting to more fights to try to split up their troops. British troops, and yeah. Need to be a bit of a slugfest as the reinforcements do start piling in. Neither of the sides committing to any overstacking, so far so nice. Otherwise, well, it is what it is. Right. Oh dear, I'm back to remote. I think I'm getting pinged. In Discord, is anything majorly bad happening? Thankfully, no. Right. So much fun and so many games. But yeah. Alright, well, okay, looks like they're going to reinforce all three of those, giving Britain a bit of a run for their money. It is the French fighting on home turf here, and Britain cannot see the reinforcements while France definitely can. Large amounts of Westphalian and Prussian troops here, and Andalusia definitely putting their weight, at least for the most part, keeping just 34k behind. Okay, that might be a battle they need to get into sooner rather than later, and I don't know if they're going to get there in time. Okay, they get there just in time, but they need to get more stacks in there now. Yeah, okay, they'll be fine here for now. Anyway, Prussia is seeming to be having a good time on the rightmost flank, reinforcing that. Okay, so far so very good. I think they might be able to beat them back here. Especially things, I think Britain is mostly out of reinforcements here. That they are, yeah. So the one main difference, of course, Britain can afford to be 5 billion overforce them, given how rich they are. The others, well, that leaves things to be desired. Right, into the battles here. Okay, not great. Ooh, they might lose here, which would be a bit ugly. No denying that, but Okay, no, they do win here. That was rather close, but should probably be looking to reinforce that because I think Britain's going to continue with that. I don't think they're going to get there in time. They may have given that one up. Okay, they win 2 out of the 3 battles. Okay, they have given that one up, but Westphalia coming in to catch them, ensuring that they're not going to get away with it completely. And, yep, push up in the north here, trying to get the British out of their land. Fair enough to them. War school's starting to slowly but surely turn around. Prussia should probably start to deal with the hordes of British colonial subjects, because they eventually will be an issue. I mean, they kind of already are a major issue. They are making short work of their March subjects, and now trying to get closer into the heartland of Prussia itself. But yeah, okay. Resieging all around for them. Best of luck with that. Well, that's definitely part of the fun. Okay. And they're assaulting Rhymes. Yeah, fair enough. I cannot blame them there. Get back those occupations as fast as you humanly can. Right, how's the rest of the world going on as that slugfest continues? Delhi, more murder time for them. Yeah, that substantial size does put that to more of an issue. I don't know if this was an impromptu coalition or just about everyone down into Delhi, but that's probably them being a goner. Unfortunate. Yeah, and that's their economy collapsing. AI can't do much with that, especially given how much they overstack battles and just walk in 1 billion stacks immediately. Well, it is what it is. Malaya, however, very much not looking too good. Say I'm using the Papal Navy to almost get themselves free reign here. I think they can take most things. They take their cards. Oh, almost took their cards. There we go. That's good to see. Well, they took at least a card. I think the next card will be soon. Oh, that's a beautiful mess. Okay. God, I'm not a fan of these borders. I'm hoping they get cleaned up sooner rather than later. But yep, okay. Technically, Britain is still getting 2 more occupations on that front line, but I think they're going to switch around to focus on Germany now. Yeah, Germany having to deal with the little subjects of Britain here, but Sweden's still going to remain occupied, so I think there is a very good chance if they push into the Germans to get the white peace. Yeah, just 5% of a war score, that's not too hard to achieve. They achieve that, that's going to really spell the death of France here. They do need the Germans to maintain any kind of semblance of fighting, so best of luck with them in that. They cannot afford to give away this 5% war score. There's no more ticking to lose, but they have lost 10 due to occupations and battles, at least some combination of that, so definitely don't want to lose any more, to say the least. Alright. But yeah, beautiful economy any day of the week. And into they go into that battle. It is unfortunately -1 on the terrain here. Still a lot of forests in Germany to work around. In they go again. Okay. Oh, there we go. Hey, and Blues are now having a decent interesting time trying to get something over here. The French definitely think they've realised the plan of them, so they're coming over there to reinforce this, which is understandable. You fight on whatever fronts the enemy dictates if they're on the offensive. And the British surprisingly on the offensive here. But there we go. Right. I'm not actually sure, I don't want to call this. Britain does have a lot of troops and reinforcement, but the same can be said for the Allies. I don't know if I can call this Axis Allies. The coalition against Britain, I guess, is the best way of putting it. Almost made the Britain the new Nazi Germany of the sword. But, yeah. Looks like this anti-British coalition is going to have the battles here, which is going to be a bad thing for the British, given how much they're looking at war score. Probably. And a good thing for the French. Okay, they may see a bit of a counter push here. That's the other thing. If they can get a push against the British, once the Netherlands falls, that's kind of it. It'd be a very difficult time for the British to try and land or anything. But yeah, that is a horrible war to be in. Has VJ not... Okay, VJ has to be started that. Fair dues. Delhi again, been absolutely slaughtered, unfortunately. Oh well. How is Texas doing? Switching to plutocratic. Interesting choice instead of offensive, but 10% morale, 10% morale. And if you need morale that much, you go defensive, but I guess plutocratic isn't that bad, because it's produced a bit of manpower recovery as well. So there we go. So far, so very good. And I mean, I agree as always, exploit your taxes and build units to get your manpower. I'm assuming people are already doing that given the manpower caps, but you know. Always worth a reminder. Okay, French attempting a bit of a push, and the same can be said for the Andalusians, but the British are there to fight them back, or at least in some semblance. Yeah, they are there to fight them back. Now again we're fighting on the British home turf, so it's the French and the coalition who cannot see the reinforcements, but still a chance, still a chance. Right. That's probably... Did they actually pick that one? Yeah, okay, I was going to say. Sometimes the UIs do break with Observer. Don't worry, I have no impact on the actual game, but you know, it's something. Okay, well, Britain seems a bit reluctant to reinforce the southern front, but I think they may get away with it. I think they're mostly focused here in the north to try and get some war score against the Prussians. But with the Prussians getting some of this land occupation back, it's looking more and more like a pipe dream, especially there's a lot of easy war score for the Prussians to pick back up and just occupy all these provinces. Okay, are they gonna go and reinforce this? That I cannot tell, but so far they don't seem to need to. It is what it is. How many have they put to death already? 5 million and 9 million. 5 million and 4 million respectively. That was quite quick. It took them 14 years to put 9 million to the death, but you know, a war's a war. I don't think they expected Britain to be that much of a fight. They expected to be a pushover with this coalition kind of thing going against them, but that has definitely proven to not be the case. Britain may have naval hegemony, but they have a standing army as well, and they're not afraid to use it. Especially if it's very much overforced on it. They have, however, started to run out of troops. They're going to need to start recruiting and slackening. Got almost 100 army tradition. Beautiful to see. Well, it is what it is. Right. Pages 1 I'm being pinged again. Okay, no, that should be fine. Okay. Whew. Oops. And there go the British again. Another day, another battle they're going to be walking themselves into. Okay. Did miss the outcome of the last one, but they seem to be taking the offensive to the French now. Interesting choice, I guess they realised there's no chance of getting the Prussians out, especially with so much free water for them to pick up that way. Not sure what happened to the British subjects, but they seem to all have been disappeared now, apart from this little staggy institute ones. But not that it matters too much, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Everyone's on low, including the British themselves. That war exhaustion really isn't substantial. I think they're on low because of the casualties they took. No, then it's a war. It has been a long war. I think he meant that privately, but in all fairness, Tech 22 will be quite important there, to say the least. Let's compare. Two more pips and defensive fire and defensive morale, but a bit more the combat with and that plus artillery fire, yeah, and even a bit of artillery shock. Artillery fire is mostly irrelevant, but yeah, okay, I do remember 22 as a big tech. Specialist conscription centres, I think the British are the only ones who can, well, not the only ones, but the people who are going to be able to use it the most, but still. There we go. Can't switch out yet, but that plus 2 fire on their cannons is going to make a difference. Right, have they, while that's going on, have they finished off Delhi yet? Well, never thought I'd see the Japanese occupation of Jaunpur and further on, but it is what it is. Did they re-establish the Grand Trunk? Nice, they have. Oh, Moses is back. Welcome back, Moses. Welcome back to the world of the living. Ooh. Right. Good time for me to shift that back and check all the 5 billion messages I end up getting every single time. But there we go, yeah. Unfortunately, a bit of a back foot for you, Moses, to recover from now. But yeah. Sorry about that. Not many exactly better countries to go on. I guess Delhi, but even they're burning incredibly hard right now. Right. I'm sorry, Moses, I don't want to keep it paused because you know you need it, but at the same time, probably a bit unfair for people fighting a war. One of the sides may have a reason to complain from a elongated pause. War exhaustion reduction, they probably needed it. But there we go. Approaching 4.5 million, and that's approaching 4.25 million, yeah. 10 million now, I think. Which is kind of impressive since most battles take, what, at best 5,000 a day? But there we go. Alright, again, even in a 4v1, they're sticking to just one battle a day. The thing with the 4v1 is that assuming you all have 2 back rows, even if you all have 1 back row, you can engage on 4 battles at the same time. And that's going to be incredibly painful for the enemy to micro. Or even engage on, you know, if you bring 2 back rows within 4-1, you can engage in 8 battles at the same time. And that's going to be devastating. There's no way to be able to micro that. But through sheer will and overstacking alone, and there they go, and I think that's going to be Cambrai falling. Level 6 fort as it may be. And the current highest fort level It is, I think. Yeah, Tech 24. Tech 23 is coming up, and that will be Imperialism. Tech 22, okay, 23 giving you mill tactics as well, and new infantry, and even new cavalry. And cavalry shock twice, which is kind of impressive, but there we go. I think it's only once in this bow. Could be twice, I'd be surprised. And hey, you always love to see the Andalusian occupation of Cambria. Right. Yep, goes to France. It's a bit of a more natural front line, I can guess, but there we go. It seems to see absolutely no momentum on the Prussian side. Don't know why they're not pushing here, giving them a chance to regroup and recover, but I guess they themselves, organisation-wise, well, I've seen better. I do want to see where they'll take the next fight, though. I don't know, to see. British started to run a bit low, so they probably need the next slacker sooner rather than later. And yeah, no, that seems to be a... yeah, okay, that's the war goal. Now they're actually losing the war, which is not the best. 25 to war score to lose as well at minus 30. That's going to be a bit of an ouch from just taking. Right. What's happening to Delhi? Yeah, unfortunately Delhi last second pulled out, which means Delhi is getting... Siam was in that as well. A bit slaughtered right now. By just about everyone. No real chance for a comeback here. Been absolutely devastated all around. Armies being slaughtered left, right, and centre. And the players see a big juicy corpse like Delhi from a player not going at last second. That's going to be eaten sooner rather than later, especially with a lot of hungry people like Vijay and Japan around, especially with... where is that? Is that the card? Yeah, that's the card. Yeah, that's the card here, Sichuan. I remember from the weird shape of the thing. Yep, called it Sichuan. But there we go, right. Yeah, they were literally leading last session, I believe, being, you know, being, I think, the best, but unfortunately they couldn't make the session last second, and because they gave me such late notice, I couldn't make it. I was tempted to play Delhi myself, actually, but I thought it would be a bit unfair, because if I took over Delhi, I would definitely be starting player wars left, right, and centre, and, well, if probably may have ended up like this. I don't know if there was a preset Delhi coalition, but A, a player could have done a little better job again than this, and B, as a player, if I was on it, I would be as the host. I wouldn't be getting the lag that other people are getting connected to me, which would be a bit of an unfair advantage, but there we go. Right. But yeah, rest in peace Delhi here. I mean, if you look at how much you can take, the answer is a lot. Deceptively high dev. It is India after all, but yeah. That's just a nice chunk eaten immediately. Persia finally migrating into, well, Persia, so they probably want themselves the slices of Lahore. Yeah. Maybe something like this, actually, because it's connected through here, so that's not against the laws. Yeah. Would want the mountains bits as well. Oh, that's a lot of dev in that. Why is there so much dev in here? Well, this one province in particular, God knows. Oh well, I guess that is just a good state here. Oh well. Yeah, and Japan also can take quite the slice of the pie. I believe mostly just taking China is what they're after, but it's definitely China they can take. Yeah. And don't forget they're huge, so hitting them for money is actually rather substantial. How many troops do you had any have left? At least 3 is the long and short of it. Yeah, 250k, 250,000. But yeah, rest in peace Delhi, they were doing great, but just to the record of how well they were doing, they're still actually almost number 3 on score. But there we go, Andalusia actually taking over from Britain currently, which is rather impressive. But that's because Britain's victory cards are very much getting contested with Brittany being occupied. And England could realistically stop that, especially since they are kind of on and off the back foot in the Dutchlands. Wow, France really not getting a lot of this English Channel pie. But hey, they nicked literally everything in Bordeaux at least. That's great to see. One thing I'm actually intrigued is to see who the Pope is bullying at the moment with his navy. XX Heavy Slayer XX. If I ever have to fight a ship called XX Heavy Slayer XX, you can believe me, I'll be terrified. But their galleys are probably keeping them safe at home. Transports coming home to fight these Portuguese separatists. And yeah, 182 galleys. God, of course it is the galley matter. But yeah, rip. They have condottieri to themselves vision. Fair dues. Fair dues. Right. Britain now running out of manpower. Probably very much looking at getting themselves 5 more generals and slackening. Alright, Britain. You do want your manpower back. But yeah, that's the recipes for Delhi. Score-wise, GB, ironically enough, yeah. Our lack of the third card is hurting. No, but Japan's going to pick up their third as well, so they're going to contest with Andalusia here. So very much still not decided, ironically enough. And there they go into that. Okay. Oop, that's the wrong button I wanted to press. Surprised the Ottomans are sitting out and not doing much in here. I guess there's not much for them to do. Either they're building up buildings, or... Yep, okay. They've got all the important ones, that's fair. Good manpower. Only thumbs ups to really say they can actually intervene. Oh, a great power can intervene on the side of GB, which is an interesting development. But there we go. Yeah, no, especially given that last session it was Britain and France teaming up against Westphalia Prussia. But one thing was very clear at the end of the last session. Britain got their next card on Ile-de-France, and France was not prepared to surrender their capital for it. So at that point, France and England broke up. And with that breakup, France suddenly realized they have more of a friend in Germany than an enemy, because Germany desires the Dutchlands. You know, why not? It's their culture group after all. And France desires, well, mainland France, as they always have ever since Britain's been involved on that side of the continent. So it does kind of make sense for them to work together, ironically enough, as well. Which means that, yet again, we're up into another meat grinder. And this is what? We're approaching 6 million from this war alone, so 5.8. And this is 5, so 10.8 million dead, approaching almost 11. Which is always a great thing I keep forgetting, is how many died in World War I, World War II. Because it's always a good comparison to have. I think World War I was the slightly less brutal one. 9.7 military personnel, so we've already exceeded World War I. As for World War II, how much was it? 20 million total. Okay, so we're halfway towards World War II. We've just exceeded World War I in terms of casualties, and that's just fighting over France. Well, the French attempt to kick the British out of the continent. They actually won't have enough war score to do that, ironically enough. This is some really good land. But there we go. Alright, has Delhi been carved up yet? No, I think they're just letting it burn for a while. Which, in fairness, is probably a good idea, as long as they don't get called for pizza. Oh, they're about to be bankrupt. Literally about to be bankrupt. I think we just caught that. This month's Jacob Deli's about to be bankrupt. Well, there's their bankruptcy, and they're still losing absolute bank. Bengal's now destroyed. Rest in peace. Yes, their peace offer's been declined. Right. Is Britain trying to land? Oh, naval invasion because there's just boats there. That's yeah. It's probably the one ironic thing enough with all these occupations. Nothing is actually stopping rebels rising up here, and if they do, well, Britain can quote unquote guard them. Is there just no unrest anywhere? What? Okay, this unrest map mode is broken. So is Rebel Types, it seems. Also, we were at speed 1. Well, thank you, Paradox. Breaking my unrest map mode. Very sad. Yeah, no. I mean, as ironic as it seems, a lot of the time Britain and France are a great pair to work together, but in this case, they will get a lot of cards on each other given their similar strength, and that kind of, well, very much puts a strain in the relationship. Britain got a card, first things first, on Picardy, which they took, then on Brittany, which they bought. Now on Paris, well, they're not going to get that card. Not with the French committing that much against it. Prussia, yeah, they need to break up with their friends to get their cards. Same can be said for Westphalia. And that would be a death sentence if they do. But there we go. And hey, Texas is here for some reason. God. So I guess Texas has always been a British colony, just very much indirectly. Which kind of makes sense. If Britain wanted them dead, they're dead. There's nothing they can do, realistically. So it's just basically a wannabe British colony at this point. Which, in full fairness, as a Congo player, Exodus into Texas may have been a better shout than most of the Europeans. Yep, oh, there you go. Ah, yes, but you see, if Prussia pulled that event, they'll definitely be above you, so watch out for that. But yeah, okay, France is starting to be on the offensive now. Britain is starting to be a bit more hemmed in. Finally, the numbers are starting to come out against the British here. They have taken a couple of slackens, so they're starting to rebuild their armies. Again, they will be fighting, defending their home turf, so and they will have some chances in that regard, but beyond that, yeah. Wait, VJ? Oh, they do have 5% discipline. Oh, Bahmanis doesn't. Yeah, Bahmanis doesn't, so not 140% discipline, and definitely not 7 morale, so I don't know what he was on about there, but you know, he can continue to pretend. That topic, I think they have just, no, they have not pieced out with Delhi. I do want to see what they have done with that though, or at least what they will do. I think they probably want a bit more than 2 provinces, but there we go. And yeah, Texas, definitely keeping the right colours for being a very indistinguishable from the other British colonies. Oh, I think they're pieced out. Or at least not involved anymore. Well, that's a rip. Oh, I think they were condottiering them. Anyway, and with condottieri killed, that's it. I think, yeah, it was a condottieri stack, I do believe. Probably check back later in the footage just to make sure with myself, but yeah. So far, so very good. And okay. Britain are going for a battle, and it is Brussels. It is a farmer's fort, not the best position to be in, but basically a battle on neutral ground. Another day, another death, another slaughter. Let's see how that goes for them. Okay, while that's going, they're going to take that opportunity to try and snipe the Westphalian capital. No, they're not. Of course, because that's the fort, they can walk around and catch out some reinforcements of guard, which they sadly do need to do to try and get something. They need to alleviate the numbers on the front line, but they get reinforced just in time. They still dealt a substantial amount of damage though, so a mission well done nonetheless. Now my question is this not going to tempt a battle here or not? Okay, yeah, they do have to retreat out of that, understandable. They themselves have to be careful with manpower because they will run out of it. Be running out of mill points for it soon as well, to slacken. They have lost a collected total of 7 million so far, so it's a bit on the ugly side. They do get 10k a month, which is rather impressive, but there we go. Not when you're losing around a 2 simultaneous battles of k a day, and a lot more than that on the bad rolls. Yeah, up to 4k a day really. Yeah, that's a good point. Even with Delhi, they'd be very reluctant to peace out, which was a very bad thing for Delhi, but there we go. Britain almost managed to win that. They had to really aggressively reinforce that. I think Britain's going to win it here, actually. They are. Very devastating attacks by the British here. Yep, and they do win that as well. Ouch. It's ouches all around. But Britain's going to walk into that. And yay, a free monument to stab cost reduction. Everyone's favourite modifier. But there we go. Stab cost reduction, I don't like, but yeah. When your stab cost is really high and then you have to stab up, that's when I find it annoying. But okay, yeah, Britain winning that one again, and the detriment, huge cost to their manpower, but I think they can only pull off another recruit and slacken once more before they really will be out, but yeah. Okay, they are going to be taking these 2 occupations back as well with their forts, so that's good to see. Right. Moving on. Yeah, have they pieced out Delhi yet? No, they have not. Do you want to see if the French would ever integrate Naples? Well, they're at war right now, so I guess not, but there we go. There is back as a player. Granted, very much beaten around here, but there we go. He wants to bat out of this, well, that's something anyway. I just love how pathetic the Empire is at the point. Subject, subject, player, player, player. A random Imperial OPM. Let me guess, Reducer's making bank out of just existing here actually. Because all their trade has been sucked through here. Look at that! OPM making 16 ducats a month. Just because all the trade is going through. That's rather impressive. They're only now going through trade as well. Ironically enough, forget diplomatic. That very much resembles a kind of, well, a bad player idea loadout too. But there we go. Right. Well, another day, another battle. Britain on the back foot yet again, but France now at least having some gains to show for it. That's the second card from Britain occupied, which is going to be, yeah, every card contested is an ouch for your score. There's no denying that, although that's another 3,000 to add to it if they stop being contested / taken. Realistically, what France probably wants here is to, yeah, do something like this. God, if they ever want anything, take that war rep. And they are good. They've got basically prevented Britain from winning the game by taking control of all 3 of their cards. And if they can secure a win in that regard, and war rep is going to be absolutely huge for the French. That's going to be 130 ducats a month. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But there we go. Yeah, Ragusa is the real winner of this whole thing. Yeah. Well, the issue is that if you think, oh, why don't the Ottomans just kill Ragusa? Well, remember, as I just pointed out, they are in the Empire, so they're causing Prussia go belligerent. And so I don't think they quite want to get a massive war with Prussia for Ragusa. It's probably a lot cheaper than just say goodbye to those 15 ducats of trade income, at most, what, 10 to 15, than to actually fight Ragusa over that. The other thing I actually do want to see is France taking that opportunity to suck. Yeah, they are. What, Vigianagar, what have you done? Why would you? I'm hoping you've just taken that for the events, but please don't go humanist ideas in the future, thank you. Do they have like any redeeming qualities in terms of policies? Oh, this is usually a good thing to have in in single player if you're trying to conquer the world quickly, but not really. Right. Hey, Texas is here on the front lines, all 24,000 of them. It's kind of ironic that Texas, shooting all about independence, is very quickly to give up to the French. And yeah, the French will unlikely get 100%, so that is very fair. But if they beat up the British enough to the point where they uncon to any of the players, then yeah, that's 100%. The ish thing is as well, is that if they do uncon, well, they're probably not going to be taking that land. If they uncon, they're 100% taking something the British has. That's the point. You can just take, if they uncon, they can take London for 50 war score. But yeah, then just do this to prevent the British holding the card in an uncon, and that's devastating to the British. That is 200. That's 250 dev just gone. And there goes the British naval hegemony as well. They've ironically enough, while fighting this, almost built up to full. And that's the thing, once it is full, that is going to be a pretty devastating 20% artillery fire from back row. 20% artillery damage is 20% artillery damage. And that is definitely going to be a substantial difference. Hopefully Britain can do something to address it, but until that day, yeah, best of luck to them for that. They're already kind of ahead here. Probably want a general there, there they go. I was going to say, don't want to fight that without a general, that would be quite bad for you. Waiting to see for Prussia to pop that spin event. Oh, okay. They were so nicely meet on 140% of spin, but there we go. France also here with an option to take some ideas. Assume something like religious here, but there we go. Right. Anyway, get back to the British perspective since they well, it's funny for the majority of that. Have they pieced out Delhi yet? They have not. That's going to be painful. It's going to be rather painful. I mean, this war's been on for 11 years now, so just goes to show you how slow Speed 2 really is. But yeah, ouch. And yeah, more men to the main grinder, to the meat grinder. That's almost 7 million. And that's almost 6 million, so I'll round down to half on both. That's 12.5 million dead. Well, Britain, you're almost starting to run out of milk points for your slackening, but honestly, you rebuild them fast enough. Tech 23 is also coming up, and with Tech 23 coming up, we're going to see a lot more fun things like imperialism, more admin and dev efficiency, so more punishing wars and more things like that going around. I would not be surprised if France gets admin tech 23 for 10% more admin efficiency by the time this war is over. But there we go. Is Texas at least getting paid for that condottieri? Oh, you'd hope so. You'd hope so. They making any money from condottieri? No. Free condottieri, they're just helping to fight for the fun of it. But yeah, it's 20k man, it's really irrelevant. Oh, France walking around with a bit of a death stack here. Now this tells me that, yeah, they have not consolidated before the battle. Fighting with half-strength regiments. Very, very bad. The naughty boy France. Consolidate before the battles. But yeah. Probably get away with it at this point. They're very much getting the advantage here. Now, and that's the thing with Britain, if they ever get knocked off. Oh, they have. I think they're doing a Dunkirk. Or they just rebuilt a new army here. They may be doing a Dunkirk. Looking very much like a Dunkirk to me, I'm afraid. Yeah, not the best, especially because given if they lose the war, they do lose hegemony here. I think they just couldn't drag it out long enough. They are doing a Dunkirk out of this. And yeah. Yeah, they're Dunkirking. If they just held on to 4 hegemon, that would have been so much nicer with that 20% artillery damage from back row, but no chance. No chance overall. Well, that's a shame, but that's the thing, and if you are quote unquote running away with the game, don't forget you can get teamed on quite substantially, and there goes your entire game run away. It's not single play the AIGA, it's just not gonna. People will still coalition you if you're the strongest, not because you have 5 billion AE. But there we go, right. I actually wonder if they will ever integrate Venice or not. I mean, Venice still their trade power being nicked. So making aren't enough a decent chunk from production, but yeah. Wait, what? Oh, it was a player Venice, I think. Yeah. Quite an economic trade with touch of humanist. They have 100%. Their entire land is Protestant. Why they go humanist? I guess they're expecting the Ottomans to enforce religion on them, but yeah. Have to be very tolerant of their Muslim Ottoman overlords. But there we go. Yeah, starting to be a push now, slowly but surely. By the French, just forwards, and yeah, Britain has fully Dunkirked out of this. Well, that's a rest in peace for them. And hey, they can build the Panama Canal. Woo. Unironically, they can. They've got plenty of money to do that. But yeah, with those occupations starting to fall, not looking too good for them. Not looking too good for them. Right. Well, there's the Japan peace deal, taking control of their of more China land. Siam going in for round 2, I think. No. They are going in for round 2. I was gonna say. Oh yeah, they're going in for round 2. Yep. Completely understandable. What is this? Oh god, it's Bobo Great Britain, and Wales just has a dodgy survey, but there we go. Right. Yeah. Well, I think this concludes the active part of the fighting. Was 7 and 6 million, 13 million dead total, I believe. Yeah. But in World War I to shame, but not quite reaching the depth of World War II, which is understandable. We're still fighting with muskets. It's, you know, it is 1669, a funny number, but, you know, inherently, yeah. I don't think they can D-Day into this. I mean, they're starting to... Well, I guess they're starting to drill for D-Day, but realistically, no, a D-Day is going to be a suicide. There's no friendly one to land, especially since Ottomans also aren't exactly friendly, so... By best, I guess Persia, but they're more Ottoman aligned anyway. Russia? France aligned, yeah. Unless they're going to plan on invading Europe through Africa, which, in all honesty, is an option. Is an option. They won't really have a chance.
Oh, Shetland, no. Jistě się będzie.
But yeah, no, realistically, I don't think they're going to D-Day. If they get Malaxis through Songhai, or just, you know, cheekily walk around through Songhai, I guess they can get into Andalusia through 5 billion forts. And they do have the navy, in fairness, to get control of this crossing. But this is just such a good place to hold them off. I mean, any kind of crossing will be a -2 into a mountain. Be a -4 fight. That's not going to end well for you, Britain, so maybe think of a different plan if you're thinking of that. But there we go. Right. But yeah, unfortunately, once these occupations fall, it's going to be a glorified game of chicken as Britain just sits there saying, okay, well, you can't land on me anyway, what are you going to do about it? That's the right thing, actually. This land, they may actually lose this if they just let the Norwegian separatists and so on break, and they don't think there's any Prussians in the area to stop that as well, so that might be a bit devastating. But with Japan piecing out, I think Vijay and Persia are probably looking at that next. Transox is that contestant. Was formerly a player, but they kind of are taking up that dodgy land no one wants currently. Unless Samarkand minus trade node, I guess. Although they do have a bit of... No, bits of... yeah. Nothing in Persia. Although, hey, QQ, they have to take as well. Well, the Ottomans also do themselves a slice of Persia. But there we go. Right. Nothing to complain there. Even with the loss of the Dutchlands, the British are still well over 1,000 income, which is kind of impressive. But yeah, I'm gonna say that there's no way they're gonna D-Day. There's nowhere to D-Day safely. Well, actually, I lie. There is. If they can get the Pope on their side, who I don't think is on their side, probably walk across here. And once they walk across here, if they can sneak their troops over and get placement from the Pope, they can actually do something with this offensive here. There's still a decent chunk of defensive terrain, but it's not exactly well defended. There's no forts in the area. Yeah, the closest fort here is a grassland fort and then another hill fort. Granted, okay, the hill forts are fine. There are some mountains before you enter the mainland of France, but there's still a decent chunk of Italy you can eat, which is nothing to be scoffed at. And it gives you enough operational space to have your troops ready to reinforce big boy battles in the mountains here. However, this on the other side of the hand will be very painful logistics-wise to reinforce new troops from Britain, although I guess they can through this crossing here. Meanwhile, this is Westphalians, Prussians, and France's backdoor. It's literally their land there. They'll be fighting entirely. Nice occupation, tricolour over there. mean, the majority of the trade seems to be staying within the English Channel, and of course York is the, weirdly enough, the only level 3 central trade, but there we go. Yeah, they're at home drilling, they're that confident they can't land, which in all fairness is probably a safe assumption to make. Do we even need speed 2 for this play war, really? I best go ask. But yeah, I should probably go unasked. Right. Hello.
No way in the hell would I accept that.
Mr. GV, you are currently not actually fighting. Do you mind if we go to speed 3? You're just sitting aside.
Yeah, you can go speed 3. I'm
Okay,
building
I'll go
a
ask.
private navy.
I know
Go
you're.
ahead.
I'm just saying, can
Go
we?
ahead.
He's
Hello, people. The anti-England coalition. Well, I guess anti-GB coalition. You're not actually really fighting. Do you mind if we go speed 3? Because you're just staring at each other over the continent.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I just had to get both because you're not actually fighting anymore, so just double checking. There we go. Well, that's that. But yeah, no, sorry, Argentine. It's a bit of a BS given. But I think people were just doing that because they were scared of you. So long and short of it. However, it's not great for your score. I'll tell you that much. I'm just going to lose another 500. That cleanly percent of losing on top. Yeah, starting to get more from the control of their card as well. The issue that's been separate wars was that, well, if they get some more naval blockades, I don't think they can actually even get a 40 war score. Which is rather remarkable, but there they go. So they can't even enforce a white peace. Especially with that chunk of land being occupied as well. Prussia too, I mean. God, if Prussia pops a 10% this throne out, that would be the funniest thing, because they've literally just done the fighting. No, okay. Probably actually fired this guy just so there's no risk of popping into. They kind of have finished the war. And what a beautiful mess that China continues to do. Of course they're a vast. I'm not even. You know what? No, this is not. I'm not going to ask questions. This is what I expect. This is just a normal game of EU4. They're always vassals of the Pope. That is just absolutely normal. No question about it. But yeah. No, I think Britain's plan is just going to be sit down. Well, there's 40 war scores, so unless they get a couple more cheeky naval blockades, France can enforce a white peace, which will knock them out of hegemon. But yeah. Trouble is, I really can't do any more. I really can't do any more than that. Well, that's a rip. I mean, they've taken back all of this, but the British Navy's going to stop any walks over here. And, oh no. They are going to break the rebels over there, aren't they? Yep. Yeah, they're going to start defecting. That is an ouch. Also, I'm hoping Britain doesn't get any of their little subjects to kill the separatists for them. There they go. Ah, can always embrace manufacturers. Surprised they haven't. Not sure why you would not embrace manufacturers, but I'm not really sure I would not embrace manufacturers. 10% goods produced. Free money. Well, firstly, I'm not Leon. Otherwise, regarding the bankruptcy build, it's not your build. You're a sub, so can't take credit either way. But sure. Otherwise, let me guess, you're running 100% strategy regiment. Yeah, strategies. Per button press. Okay, that's a decent chunk of back rows. And a decent chunk of stress. You know what, I dig this army composition. I dig this army composition. But yeah. The British can't really do enough, not on their own anyway. They don't exactly have much friends coming to their help. What do they have, VJ? Yeah, it's a bit on the other side of the world. If anything, I think that's a defensive alliance, keeping VJ alive away from Delhi and the other. And yeah, or something like that. But here we go. Oh, we have seen Persia peace out. About what I expected. And VJ2 can take a very nice slice of the pie. Maybe they are going to go for Barat themselves. Oh, Malaya's going in. Well, that's interesting. Might be a death wall, but yeah, they do kind of need to win this. Oh, they're assaulting. Wow, that's brave. They're not going to run out of morale before that falls, that usually does. And that gives them the crossing. Yep, before the Papal Navy was over there. Yep, that gives them the crossing. Ouch. Sam is going to have to actually fight this now. And that is a non-trivial fort. It's jungle -1. Okay, we're putting together this occupation quickly. Did he now get the discipline event? Yeah, that's a bit of a rip. This is actually why I'd say get rid of your he hasn't popped it, he'll probably time it out, but yeah. This is what, if you don't want to fight, get it, then get rid of your discipline advisor, run a morale of armies or something. Yes, you can get the morale advance, but the discipline event is a lot more impactful at 10%. Although 20% morale is anything to be scoffed, 20% discipline is anything to be scoffed at, but you know what I mean. Just be safe, don't pop that event, get rid of your advisor. But there we go. Alright, I do want to see what they end up doing here. No offense to the European wars, but they're just going to start across the channel at each other. This is 1940s World War II. Britain stands alone against the continent, but yeah, Britain stands alone against a continent. So unless the Prussians do something stupid right now, like invading Russia, they probably won't get away with it, honestly. You know, Britain hasn't gotten much going for themselves, but they're going to stay in that war and continue their hegemony. Right. So will they get to the crossing? Oh, of course that was their capital. It's really where they want that back, because 93 development is a very substantial amount of development. But Malaya Siam has not been letting that go to waste. Gonna assault as well. Well, that's brave. That's very expensive as well. I would say that you probably shouldn't be assaulting that much. You want to keep your troops around for this upcoming fight sooner rather than later. Okay, well at least consolidate. He's not going to consolidate, is he? Yeah, no companies. Okay, well he gets away with this because honestly, if he engaged with 100k's front line, he would have been slaughtered. But okay, there we go. Now the question is, will VJ bother to help him? The answer may be a resounding yes. Either way, worst comes to worst, at most they will, well, lose this island, but they've already lost this land over here. So they do need a win over here, and if they can hold this fort or hold some position upper up, if they can push to Merguri and hold it, that would be the best case scenario for them probably. Keep the wars restricted to one area, and that's it. I mean, this is a grassland fort, so the first offensive shouldn't be too painful, but there we go. Also, the rebels probably aren't helping. Oh yeah, we should be able to speak too. My apologies. Okay, it's a grassland fight. We're fighting against an unconsolidated, completely overstacked here, and there comes the Papal Navy. Deliver a bit of a smackdown. And I think they're actually going to end up winning that. They will. Yeah, there goes the Papal Navy delivering quite the smackdown. Ouch. 240,000. Yeah. A malchance on that one. Has the Pope gone 3 horsemen as well? God, he has. Yeah, that's devastating. Absolutely devastating. Take a moment to appreciate 55% combat ability on something that broken. I think Venice doesn't Venice get 20% galley combat ability? We can check, or is it 25? Or at least one of the Italians do get galley combat ability. Maybe Italy themselves. Oh, Venetian ambitions, yeah. If you did the same exact quote-unquote island, Mediterranean island build, but as Venice, on current patch, that would be absurd. That would be 80% galley combat ability. And that could probably, you know, tango with the big boys like the British, away from the safety of inland seas too. But okay, here's a Siam advance, and yeah, need to control this crossing at all costs. Otherwise, that'll be the end of that. Checking in with our Europeans as the British Starenfest continues. That it does. Okay, inspirational as always. Honestly, they'll probably take this war to 1820 if we let them, but we'll see. But there we go. What a beautiful mess of that. Right. Well, has Russia done anything interesting yet? Absolutely not. And oh, the Teutons and the Prussians getting mill access through Russia to go around, and okay, this will actually be a fight here then. This will actually be a fight here. God, they could actually break. One more province in Sweden, they're breaking. Right. There we go. Well, rest me the Teutons, but I think that's the main Prussian army's actually fighting. Can't believe I caught the few amount of a little bit of last remainers of content. If Britain decides to fight this, which I'm not sure they will, they only have one stack here and it's not exactly a proper one. Yeah, they can't even tell the Prussians are here, so kind of got a half stack of artillery and half a stack of infantry. Oh well, most of it, yeah. Front row of infantry and half a stack of artillery to back it up, so nothing good enough at all to fight this off. Issue is, what's Missile Sweden here? Once that province falls, are they gonna break? God, they are burning to the ground. Okay, here come the Prussians. They're not gonna let that continue for much longer. But Britain trying to get a bit of a military build-up going through again. They have enough mill points to burn with their +5 advisors. Yeah, no question about that. Don't know if they're tactically avoiding the 10% spin event or if they already fired it. Nope, no, they popped Aircon of St. Michael. Yeah, probably a fair shout at this point, and I think they're getting ready. I don't know if they're gonna D-Day into. I don't know if they've forgotten they can D-Day into Scandinavia. Just to walk through Russia nowadays. Don't know how well that'll go for them, but it is an option, so we shall have to see. We shall have to see. It's certainly an option. Alright, so how is this going? And I'm assuming not well for the Malayans. Oh, that's a bad time to look, isn't it, Malaya? That's a stack wipe, and I think that's the second stack wipe you just walked yourself into. Yeah. Ouch. Well, that's the issue. Naval Maritime doesn't quite have the quality to it, does it? Yeah, not being that much discipline behind is a bit devastating. So a lot of discipline behind, yeah. No, I don't think that's a good idea taking all those loans, because you are going to lose us how many loans you take. Unfortunately, Malaya, I think your time has come to an end. Well, at least the Ottomans are having a nice, great opportunity to finally beat up the Raguses. Thank God. I think it's going to be one more person from the Empire gone. Yeah. Another day, another smaller empire, and oh, did they annex that subject as well? Oh wow, yeah. That's minus 1,000, so plus 589 for voting for Westphalia. That's impressive. That's impressive. God, wait, Texas can get, I guess minus 1,000 means they can't, but can they actually get the emperorship? Don't see the breakdowns, unfortunately. Oh, not eligible, yeah, because Republic. Do want to see if you're on New World and Monarchy, though, can you just run for emperorship? That would be rather funny. There we go, yeah, with just 4 people in, can't they just. I can't have an extra forms in your war. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Oh, that's actually a decent chunk of war score to get for British Scandinavia too. I think exactly if they are going to D-Day / reinforce British Scandinavia, they're going to get there in time now, so it's going to be a bit more war score to burn for them. Oh my god, they actually released someone for Reconquest. And god, these are cursed borders. Victory card, let me guess? It is actually. As to why they didn't take that from Bengal, well, I wouldn't know. But they are starting to actually get themselves back up to a contender for score. With GB being knocked down, even they did get it. Oh, they have not caught it yet. Okay, they just haven't caught it. When they do that, that's going to be. Out into court. And that'll be good. We started getting the score from all their cards. But yep, that is it. That is Ragusa gone, I'm afraid. Rest in peace, Ragusa. You were your 15 income from 7 development. Really did not deserve to live this long. I'm surprised. Really, but welcome into the fold, I guess. Ironically helping the Ottomans quite a bit with that trade income now. Very curious the Pope now making that trade. Yes, yeah, taking a nice little 12 ducat levy for himself. I don't think the French are. if I'm being honest. And they're not. But they transfer it to well, they would be if they had any merchant steering. But because there's a I think it's been split 50-50 right now, the French trade pound. So there's so 12 is only 2/3. Why is mass so hard all of a sudden? So some of the 4 ducats, they could probably get this up to 16 if France decided to stick a merchant there. Probably not worth the merchant for 4 ducats, especially given the lack of merchant in Bordeaux. Oh, but they can trade from their allies in the Rhineland. Oh, I see. Well, you know, fair dues, I guess. Well, at least they're making some money. God, they still have like almost nothing in the English Channel, then they've occupied the whole thing. But yeah. By now that's the slow and steady liberation of Sweden by the Prussians. The liberation is a strong word. Well, it is their march, I guess. And then with that, there will be a push into British Scandinavia for more war school. And yeah, rest in peace to Rusa. To clarify yet again. Rip Ragusa. Another thing that's going to be very much dead as well is going to be Malaya here. Yeah, they kind of didn't really have any direction on their ideas. They didn't have a strong enough navy to keep themselves alive in the islands, yet at the same time they didn't have a strong enough army to keep themselves alive on the mainland. They kind of did both badly, and now they're paying the price for it. They do have the war goal, and I guess at most they can sell this crossing, looking menacing, but in truth they're not going to be able to push into any kind of substantial victory. But oh well. It is what it is. Right. No more substantial changes in casualties, again due to our lack of fighting, but 7 million and 6 so. Starting to almost approach, well, not really. 13.5 million is what we're starting to approach. Probably to attrition, a decent chunk of that can be attributed. Oh, once they started counting attrition actually, well, I guess this is just pure combat. Both sides have actually managed their attrition very well. For the amount of combat casualties, this is nothing to be scoffed at. GB may be a bit worse here, but realistically not so much. No. And there we go, Texas haven't been forced to go home here, unfortunately. Oh. Retreat to the island islands. Yeah, I guess there is actually no boats there, so they could probably, Russians can probably cross onto them, but I mean, other than the islands the British hold onto. Still clean over 1,000 ducats, so good job for them, but yeah. Fortunately, both wars kind of. Oh! Did they push onto here? No, they're taking the offensive. I would really not recommend taking that offensive. I think you may be absolutely sorted here right now. Especially since you completely overstacked the entire army into that. Yeah. If Pope decides to put his navy back out, this is literally going to be stack wiped. Well, if you're lucky the Pope didn't get his army and navy there in time. On that topic, where is the Papal Navy? Papal Navy. Oh, I mean, it's making its way over there slowly but surely. But I'm not going to be there in time. Unfortunately, when it is here, that's going to be a crossing. That's going to be a bit of a slaughterfest. I don't see any way Malaya holding on, especially after the latter. Well, again, it was a crossing over a river into grassland. Grassland, so just a -2, but still not pretty. They are out of manpower now, which is understandable given the amount of slaughter they've gone through. Yeah. Interesting to see Prussia not push into British Scandinavia here, I guess. And they mean they are, sorry but surely. I mean, Britain literally has nothing here. Yeah. Fully left. They could probably try and get a cheeky landing into Iceland or something, but yeah. Start to point out that no one's bothered to go for Greenland. Still. But, you know, why would you, I guess? But there we go, right. Now have to be minded away because Britain are fighting a death war against everyone in Europe. That's why there's no efforts to reclaim a trade company. It's a trade company. But there we go. There really should be an option for these. Like, you know, you have an option if your personality is X, then yeah, you know, if you're in a war, you should have a second option saying, ah, well, sorry, this war got in the way. Just if you're in war, don't get the event where a trade company asks, oh, please can we invade this person, but yeah. Malay cheekily putting up the pirate flag. However, that is going to be a naval battle. And I think the Pope's going to have this. So, that's the Pope prepared and ready. With a 6-4-4. Consolidated and ready for a battle, and I think that's going to be, yeah. Oh, is he taking a sneaky approach? I think he is. Moving around the vision of Malaya, yeah. But Malaya can't see this. Nope. Fog of war, they can't see this. We need to be careful, they do have this island, so they will see the island. I think they're about to walk right through that island. Yeah, they're going to see the island. They just, how did they capture the Malay? That was cheeky. It's the Malay Navy in pursuit. Well, someone play the Pirates of the Caribbean theme, or I guess please don't, because that's definitely an easy way to get copyright strike. But yeah, that's interesting plan. I guess they're going to go into vision here to reinforce that fleet over there. So that's what they're actually trying to do. Well, that's smart. What I would have done is probably sailed around this way, if I'm being honest. But I guess Panama Canal hasn't been finished yet, so that would have been quite the endeavour too. Now, will Malay move to try and intercept this? That's the real question. My guess would be a reassuring no, but the question remains if they've seen this. Cheeky landings. Are these Papal Marines? Papal Marines. Love to see them. Go Papal Marines. Right, I will actually... I don't know, be back in a single moment. Their fleet's going to arrive, they're going to need to repair anyway. Sorry about that, I am back. Whew. And yep, okay, but that's gonna have to be a decent chunk of wow, that's gonna have to be a decent chunk of repairs here. Put out one galley, let me guess. As a scout. Okay. Do they not have I haven't repaired everything, but in they go. Look at the differences in engagement width and morale. Ouch. And that is the initial slaughter by the Pope. And he's not going to take the opportunity to repair. He's actually going to... No, he's going to take the opportunity to repair. No shipyards around the place, that's fair. Wouldn't be expecting people to go for them anyway, but yep, okay, slowly but surely they're going to have to take that naval fights to Malaya. So will they actually get any naval stuff in their ideas these days? Because I think their ideas they get changed. And they do, they actually get a very decent bonus, wow. Oh wow, they actually, yeah, they are not a pushover with 10% ship. That is a very respectable naval bonus, especially with galleys. I think here, yeah, can probably give England enough of their money. With that +1 off own coast, that means this battle's going to be ugly. It's probably a battle I missed earlier that they lost, if I'm being honest. But there we go. Hello, Mr. Andalusia. What of it? Anything illegal they're doing? Oh no, you can do this, but why? I have to go in the chat and say hi. Hello, Mr. GB. Are you privateering with your ships in port?
Is that an... Okay, it's a... Yes.
It is considered part of the exploit. If you privateer with your ships out, you can actually fight them.
They're out. They're out.
If they're out, then yeah, that's fine. If you're privateering with ships in port, that counts because that's definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't.
No worries.
I get that. I can't.
But
I don't have any manpower anymore.
Yeah.
The breach is not working.
All right. Let me find the people that are complaining to me. Okay. Is this the people who were complaining to me? I don't think they were. Well, anyway, GB's port. If you were complaining to me about GB's ships privateering their port, they're out of their port now. Hello. If you were complaining to me about GB's ships privateering their port, they should be out of their port now. There we go. Right. Yeah, that is actually, ironically, an exploit that gets abused, though. A surprising amount of times that hasn't been fixed, is that you can actually privateer while your ships are in port, which means your ships aren't actually out or doing anything. They have, but they're privateering, aka getting the privateer trade efficiency. If you are privateering, you have to actually put your ships out so people can fight them. Otherwise, it's a bit, well, it's a bit unfair, to say the least. Also, definitely an exploit. Okay, and that's not looking good. I did miss the papal slaughter of this. Britain. GB, again, if you're going to privateer Sevilla, please you put your boats out.
I had done. Sorry.
Okay,
it was not
unfair,
intentional. I have naval superiority anyways, so I wasn't carrying. I thought I had on.
Because otherwise.
Sorry.
Again,
sorry. It was not intentional.
Okay, I get shouted on as well. I know why you can do it by accident again, but yeah, no. Give a chance.
The problem was I had two separate fleets privateering, and I unset it for one and forgot about the other one. So then the both fleets merged and then stayed again in port. It was not intentional.
Okay.
So sorry.
Don't leave in the ports. Thank you. We'll get through them eventually. Yeah. That's the thing. You can privateer, just not in the. Pause why? Uncon, I'm assuming. Uncon are there. That'll probably be it. Okay, fine, it doesn't. Yeah. Uncon to Malaya. Yeah, that's fair. I'm assuming they crossed, and that's. Yeah. Probably take the rest of this island, if I'm being honest. Oh, okay, I would not be taking the rest of that island. I'd be taking my victory card. I'd be taking a lot less of that island. I'd be taking my victory card. That would be just me. I'm going to take War Rep as well. And yeah. Oh, and that for the crossing. Yeah, that's about as good as it'll get. But yeah, good job, Sam. Or I guess so much of China to take as well. God, a lot of options. But yeah, Uncon is Uncon. And yeah, don't worry, but pause because Uncon by player.
Renee.
And yeah,
Yeah,
pause
good.
because of player Uncon.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the people.
And maybe if you could,
Hi, but pause because of player Uncon if you're not aware.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go, just so people make sure, because I do get spammed by people saying, ooh, why we paused, but yeah, that guy was confused at the moment. Okay, but yeah, Unconners are painful, so let them deal with that. And that's going to hopefully be a lot of people piecing out there, because, ouch, that was a bit brutal, but there we go. I'm only just watching the war and I'm getting tired. But there we go. Well, so far, so very good. Who the hell is pinging me? Quite a few people. Okay. Well, I'm hoping it leaves that port after we unpause, but yeah. And yeah. Has he accepted the peace deal? Yeah, okay. Okay. There we go. Is he going to rest? I cannot believe I'm saying this, but this actually unironically makes sense. I'm looking at just this one here, which he doesn't own. But as far as memes are concerned, yes, I can only endorse that meme. God, beautiful sight. Okay, back at GB. They left Corsica yet. That's troops, that's troops. Left the port. And yep, okay, left the port. It is sometimes dodgy, they go sit in dodgy places, but there we go. Ah, well, that's the recipes from Malaya. Moses tried, but again, being a bit late to the session, getting this really does knock the wind out of your sails. Of course, it's owned by the Congo. Why would I not be surprised this is owned by the Congo? But yeah. Ooh. Are we actually getting unis everywhere? Oh, my bad, wrong button. Oh, he's working on it. Give him credit where credit's due. Ah. But does the Pope have a uni in every prop? He does. Apart from like 2. So. Yeah. Beat that. Has he also devved everything to the point of absurdity? Yeah, kind of. Oh god, has he gone shipyards every... That's impressive. Unironically impressive. Commitment to Navy. Yeah, every single one of his promises is coastal, isn't it? Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, it is what it is. Right. How's the war score looking? They're both looking to the point where they're approaching where they can enforce a white peace. But yeah. Should really update the exploit thing to say that that does count as part of the exploit set import, because I think quite a few other MPs do allow it, which I think is a bit dumb, because it's just blatantly unfair. You can't fight it, yeah, if they privateer from a port. again, it's just paradox math where you can privateer from the fort, but again, shouldn't be the case. Oh, Russia's in a war against Prussia. Are they actually in this war? Well, it looks like it, although... Yep, well, there we go, that's a World War II screenshot for you right there. The Nazi Germans, after taking over Europe, well, get declared by the Soviet Union, and not exactly invade the Soviet Union, I guess, but there we go. It might be Britain's chance here, although we need to actually help the Russians in this case. Russia, while having an army, is not going to be able to take this battle. They definitely have a lot less, and Russia will... Don't know how keen Britain is to send over troops into the Russians. Land over there, although they definitely have their D-Day option here, so... They point out, much like in real life, they're actually right with each other, but there we go. Could ask them both. But there we go again. Right. Poor, I think, Prussia's in, like, yeah, 2 front wars fighting Britain and Russia at the same time. Well, the World War I parallels make themselves at this point. Ah, they fought at least once to a devastating effect, the Russians, but... Yeah, okay, sitting nice and pretty over here. So 50 absolutism, despite all of these privileges, is actually rather impressive. But there we go. What have they given? I was about to say, no, they just are giving away their land to the Junkers, because why the hell not? I know I would, but there we go. Right. Well, is Japan going to take themselves a bite out? They call in Japan. Well, that's my monitor's not big enough to display this. But that's quite the war. That's quite the war, isn't it? Oh god, I forgot about that. Shift tab being bad. Do you want to screenshot this? Beautiful screenshot to say the least. But yep, now it depends if the Japanese are actually going to bother helping out. But it looks like they might. So far, so good. Well, you'll love to see it. Unfortunately, I don't know why they... Oh, okay, the Texans are here. Did they call in... They called in Texas clean. Well, at least Texas is going to see some action. But this is... If I had to call anything in life curse, is the Texan-Russian armies fighting side by side against the Germans. Which again, against the Germans, actually I guess makes also some kind of historical sense, but only multiplayer. Would you see the Westphalian German coalition invading Russia, and Russia being supported on the front lines by the Texans? But here we go. Could actually, I am interested in doing a GC-esque kind of campaign where I just hide in the New World. Unfortunately, any kind of Exodus games tend to go pretty badly for you. Because you have to pick up things like exploration, expansion to expand, and that really sets you back militarily and economically. So you can only really do a game like that as if you have a person you've kind of preemptively agreed to have an alliance with, like a Britain, keeping you alive and letting you eat around in the New World. But anyway, there's the first battles, and not looking great for Russia off the bat, being a respectable 20% discipline. Oh, yep. Westphalia got 10% discipline. That's ouch to fight against right now. Being 20% discipline behind around equal morale. It's basically fighting the 2 Prussias there. God, the German war machine. Well, that's the German death for you, but there we go. Russia also really on the reinforcement ticks there. Don't know if that would be enough there. Well, best of luck to them with that. Oh, sorry about that, of course, have to shift out. I got a message from people complaining about things, as always. Actually, no, I'm going to deal with this after the battle, sorry. Deal with Britain's apparent illegal privateering. But yeah, it's going to sound really ironic, but I don't think Russia has the men to continue this. No. They do need Britain in here, and they needed him here yesterday. I think the German can give them access, but yeah. Okay, they're going for a cheeky intercept. Oh, they may actually do something with that. I think they reinforced us a bit too late. Oh, they're also getting stuck. They reinforced that late. And now this is locked in. Well, at least there's a back row there, but yeah, not pretty. Not pretty at all. They do need to get the Pope involved. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Well, that's something. But there is most of the world at war outside the Ottomans and Persia, which are the last two majors really staying out of it, and I guess VJ and the Pope. And that kind of I think France gives us the best still diplomatic map mode to date, because they don't have Britain on that side. But they are against everyone. Prussia, however, well, this would have been a lot more useful before they kicked the British out of here, is the long and short of it. Ah, but the British are landing their D-Day in Sweden. Okay, so the British are here to save the Russians in their time of need, to God. Never thought I'd be hearing such cursed things, but there they go. Money into Kalmar. We're ending that Kalmar Union, I guess, once and for all. Well, that's been long gone. Well, rest in peace. Rest in peace. What remains of it, anyway. Well, so far, so very good. Also getting something resembling a navy going by them, so that's always nice to see. Oh, sorry, they always had a name, but I do love the spread out naval blockades, putting the absolute minimum on every province. To conserve sailors, so they're absolutely fine. Britain also getting back into their manpower pools, and yeah, getting work professionalism, they're good. Be good for a while. What I do like these days is to split up the navy and army leader pools so they can finally actually have, admirals instead of just sacrificing them to get yourself as many generals as possible. That is one change I will thank until the end of time. But there we go. Right, how is the Russian front looking? Not great at all. Although, yeah, there's the great Russian build-up, and I think slowly but surely the Japanese are going to be marching over. Well, not now. They are being a bit reluctant to get onto that front line. I guess, marching through Siberia again to help the Russians can't be very enticing, but there they go. Oh, they can flip on. They still stay Shinto, that's fair enough. 10% is not the end of the world, and it's a lot easier to stay Shinto than to convert into it. Cough, nudge last game, but there we go. How are people doing on score as well? Japan taking over Britain here now. Yeah, it's understandable. Have they got all their cards? Yeah, and actually I think once Japan gets full control of their cards, another 2,255 war score. That's going to put them clean ahead of Andalusia. GB really struggled with the lack of control of their cards. Russia as well, now clean on there. Then you have the powers who really have no chance of getting their cards, but there we go. Oh, that'll be interesting to see who gets that one on top. I still imagine this as a weird Austria and this as a weird Germany in kind of a World War I scenario. Every time I see the Westphalian flag, I keep thinking, it's the Austrians, and keep making this to World War I. My bad, but there we go. Yeah, they have their Vichy France, or I guess it's more World War II in that regard. They have their France, the one initiating it. Yeah, what happened in World War I if France and Germany were actually allied? Well, probably this would be an absolute slaughter for everyone else. But hey, Britain actually making substantial gains here now, getting themselves into this area, and yep, getting ready to save the Russians here. They do probably want to throw some more troops over there. I don't think what they've brought here is going to be enough, if I'm being honest, but it's definitely something, and it's one way to get onto that mainland and actually fight properly. Prussia, meanwhile, they've fought long and hard, but finally going to trade ideas, yeah. Cannot blame them. I'm assuming the same for Westphalia as well. Yeah. What about the French? What? Religious? Yeah, they've already got trade, so might as well get that morale. Pretty understandable. Got that Protestant trifecta. And of course the Orthodox buddies of Russia and Brave Britain, keeping themselves going in that. Of course, and it's such a major war that, you know, the Moravia so on are like, yes, we can now finally coalition the British for that horrible aggressive expansion. I keep forgetting that Persia owns this land, but there we go. Yeah, poor little Ukraine being burnt to the ground. Oh well. It's fun while it lasted. Hopefully Britain can come along soon and start liberating that, although... Oh no, that is a horrible place for you to retreat. Oh, that's a horrible place for you to retreat. That is a Prussian stag that's been slaughtered. Rest in peace, Prussian stag that's been slaughtered. Probably want to build that one again. At great cost, of course, but yeah. Well, there we go. So far, so very good. Also expanding, how are we doing for time actually? That's one thing I haven't checked. Oh wow, we're actually getting to the last hour soon. Time does fly, I guess. They've been out the swore for the majority of the session, but there we go. GG. Yeah, come on, Vijayanagar, join the player wars. Go fight Persia Ottomans or something. Please don't, you will get slaughtered, but you know. The issue is Ottomans Persia are in a unique position where whoever they decide to help, I think they will be able to overpower. Another question is, of course, is Japan actually going to help? Oh, there they go, the march against through Siberia. I guess the French-British war is going to be decided on the battlefields of Russia for reasons unknown, but I guess reasons well known. There we go. Russians, the combined Russian stack set up a front line, reinforced there with the Texans at the back. The Britons slowly but surely making their way across as well. Keeping up their naval base in Gotland. Full admin as well. Impressive. Going maritime here, interesting choice. Is that because they want to confirm theocracy? Oh, well, they won't be able to, but so that's a good thing to confirm, to say the least. Quite a good bonus, but there we go. I'm assuming it's more that they need the sailors for it, which, well, they do badly. And that's some pretty nice bonuses. Does this still give you a free leader in mill? Because knowing Paradox code, it still gives you a free leader in mill. Of course it does. At no point at any stage of this was I disappointed. But yes, Seahawks gives you a free general slot. Can we just get that point across? That if you want an extra general, you go maritime ideas. Now this is clearly a bug. There shouldn't be +1 free leader. There should be +1 general for your actual army or +1 admiral. But the fact that we're now 5 patches after fixing Leviathan, and we're still getting things like this. Like, this isn't actually a bad bug. This is, in fairness, just an overpowered thing that at best can be abused by a player. And in truth, it's maritime ideas. Let's be real. If maritime ideas give you 2 generals, it still won't make them good for usual play. But they shouldn't give you a free general. It's been 5 patches and certainly fixed. You'd love to see it. But, well, just gonna play against a brick wall anyway. I mean, this is as far as bugs go. They had so much worse ones than this that, yeah, you can see why they didn't do it. And yeah, in they go the Russians against the French. Will Britain come in as well? That's the issue. There's no one I think I can look at that can actually. I think France is at war with everyone. And allied with everyone. Yeah, in 2 separate wars with the Russians. You can see the blue-red properly for the French here. Okay, I think they're going to have this battle, and they do. Again, inspirational reader really putting the shot. There you go. They can take tech. They can take tech 23 now, and that is a big boy tech in terms of your military competence. Put 10% discipline as well with that if they haven't already. They're waiting for this. Yeah, they probably are. There we go. Oh wow, they're actually getting Flemish separatists. Oh no, they could break Britain. I would say no to the money. But that's just me. But there they go. Okay, another day, another battle. And yeah, sorry for the rant about Leviathan and the dodgy stuff they bought, but come on, like, +1 free leaders, the kind of thing that gets patched 1 or 2 patches on the average paradox patch. The fact that this is in after 5 bug fixes, which in all fairness fixed a lot of bugs and things, that's still around is a bit dodgy. Probably get this reported to PDX if I could be bothered, and let's be real, here I'm part of the problem, I can't, but you know, what can I say? In all fairness again, they have fixed most of the dodgy stuff, so at least they're getting the No Man's Sky-ish comeback for Leviathan in my opinion. They fixed most of the giga broken stuff, they've added a lot more cool and not too broken but still interesting buildings. Well, not one here that we can't see, but there's one I believe in Madrid over there for 50% governing cap, which is quite strong, but it's not like completely game breaking as the old ones used to be, so you know. Fun and games. Well, okay, Russia doesn't want to be beaten back too completely, so they're going to take this fight here. It makes perfect sense for them. It is a -1, so it's a good place to fight. Texas coming in with a pretty decent general. Well, he would say if there wasn't better generals in the front line. God, imagine being shown up because as a 3-star general because there's just better generals around. Kind of depressing, but there we go. Well, it is what it is. Fortunately, Germany is going to start winning this against the Russians. The question is, where are the Japanese? Never thought they'll be involved in this European conflict. Never thought that the one thing the British would need to beat the French were the Japanese. I feel like this is asking to be misquoted, but yes. I think once the Japanese arrive, the French will finally be able to beat up the British. On this front, at least. What a beautiful mess. Oh, that's the EU4 for you. That's the EU4 for you. And again, last hour, so please don't start any more dodgy wars. Be very sad if you do, but oh well. Right. Well, they're mentioning some reinforcements that actually have a lot of troops in this area. I think they're going to be able to get away with this battle. Depends if Russia can get in there, which they don't. Oh dear. We may want to start reinforcing this. Oh, okay, no, they're going to be able to walk around and get in there. Yeah, and they don't reinforce their own time as well. That's an ouch. Thankfully, I don't think anything was locked on, but Russia's going to feed on the 200k, and I'm assuming they've started popping their Streltsy. Yep. They're actually going to pop another casual chunk of them. 148 more. I would love to actually do another. God, there's so many things I want to do in this game. Play Russia, abuse Streltsy by stacking force limit modifiers. Okay, just a standard MP game. Stacking force limit modifiers, you know, that kind of fun stuff. Well, I guess we'll get around to it eventually. Otherwise, how are we doing? Well, not much to complain about. At least very, very nice in the economy because, oh yeah, Japanese MBJ subsidies keeping them very much afloat for this. Understandable. And there we go, the Japanese are starting to arrive on the front line. This is going to be a bit of a devastating blow to the numbers here, but it is what it is. Prussia at 32% war score, however, so it does mean at 40 they can get the white piece. I don't know if Prussia wants any land here. In fairness, I don't know if I would want more land here. The borders are quite nice, so I probably wouldn't take anything, but that'd be just me. Maybe the state. If anything, I'd probably sell this province to Russia, but yeah. No, it's a good fort, I guess. There's not a lot of forts here. This you could fort. A lot of this stuff you can't. Ooh, could probably take Red Ruthenia as well. There's a fort here to have. And you know, just a bigger buffer state is a bigger buffer state at the end of the day. And another fort here, yeah. Right. Well, at least the Flemish separatists are going to start being an issue if they're going to keep that going. Thing with an end of session, there's probably going to be enough time for deployments for everyone else to either get involved themselves with the Imperialism CB coming up. Yeah, sooner rather than later Imperialism is coming up, or, you know, dip. I'd love to see the Zoroastrians coming back though. Yeah, who knew that it took for Persia to become Zoroastrian? It's just a stack of rebels to walk around starting to convert it. But there we go. Right. I still love how the Teutonic Order is technically Catholic. Kind of makes sense, I guess. But, you know. There we are. Right, and there they are. They stand at the gates of St. Petersburg, the Russian capital. If they take that, that's going to be a substantial blow to the war score. Other news, where are the Japanese? Well, maybe taking a battle here in Novgorod, which will be a -1 to the British, because that's not a fort they were leaving. And there goes St. Petersburg. Okay, so they can now take this fight clean. Without issues of reinforcement. But I don't think they are going to want to take that fight. Okay, they're not going to take that fight, they're going to sack this. Interesting choice, but okay. That's quite the reinforcement. That's quite the retreat. Interesting choice to attack into here as well. Their 10% discipline has run out, you know, so 10% discipline good, well used if it pops and is disappeared by the end of the war. But there we go. So we need to see if Prussia's going to get this. Because if they do, that's going to be an ouch. So don't have it. That's a rip. At least now starting to get some subsidies to get through with us. VJ clearly been there. Wait, VJ is giving both of them money. VJ. Yep. You're sending both of them money. What does that achieve? I guess more manpower being slaughtered eventually, but god. Right, let's check in with Britain. How many more have they put to death over this now? This is well over 9 million. Well over 7 million, I was going to say, sorry. That's, my math isn't that bad. 8.3 here. Plus another 6. 14.3 plus 7, 14.7 plus that 3. 15 million dead so far, and that's just the British side. 15 million on that side of war. Now if we compare these casualties, that's an extra 3 million. Okay, 18 million. This is World War II scale now, and it's pretty far from over. We have hit World War II scale of numbers. I mean, the Americans are literally involved, unironically now, actually. Yeah, the Americans are literally involved. That is a screenshot. And a half. But there we go. Oh, if you say Conroe real history in EU4, then we all remember when in 1679 France started World War II with the British over as a preemptive strike because they expected the British to invade them anyway. Getting the Germans involved subconsciously, and then Britain dragging in the Russians, who brought in all the other Britain's allies for the second round. There we go, quite the slogfest. Ironically enough, I'd still argue that this isn't actually quite how box. It's a lot of very different alliance groups being brought in, which is kind of ironically enough rather dynamic because you're allowed, you can negotiate. It's not that you're either Group A or Group B. You form coalitions with other groups, which yeah, definitely an improvement of the classic hard box design to say the least. But there we go. And there are the Japanese getting absolutely slaughtered by the Prussians. Ouch, actually. Didn't expect it to be that bad for them. Westphalia reinforcing at their leisure. Has this been scorched? No, but it is severe winter. That's a good point there. This is an invasion of Russia in the winter, which is going incredibly well. There you go. This is how you invade the Russia in the winter, kids. Just do it. The price of invading Russia in the winter is a lot less than fighting the British. Around 5-1 casualties so far. And yeah, no, you can really see the Prussian quality shining here without much debate. Prussia's still sitting quite nicely below governing cap. They have expanded their administration a decent chunk of time, I can assume, yeah. Actually expanded a bit more, I don't know why they're not doing that. Well, there they go. Arms tradition being kept up quite nicely. And legitimacies actually exist, so far so good. Alright, so well there's the British stacks. They're ready for some kind of springboard. Oh, with the German troops stuck in Russia, this may be a great way for them to, yeah, land into here, secure this land, and march down south, and actually start fighting over the Low Countries again. That is the D-Day. Only took 13 years. Well, I guess they're more like 5 in fairness, but there we go. God, that is a long and painful war. The issue is, this is approaching 40%. Once this hits 40%, Prussia can take the white piece. Oh god, they're into the war now. Yep, Ottomans, Persia declaring war on Russia and Britain. I can't even click on anyone that will show me the full extent of this war, of these wars. Okay. That's going to be a 2-screenshot job. There we go. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those screenshots, but they're impressive nonetheless. So the only people at peace are VJ and Siam. You know what, this will be an excellent time for VJ to invade Persia. And just really close the trifecta of every single person in the world at war. Ah, you'll love to see it. Right. Is this a bad time to suggest for the VJ Persia, VJ Siam to declare war on Persia, so that we have everyone at war in a screenshot?
Yes, that is a good idea.
You could,
VJ, let's go.
you could completely fuck up his Zoroastrian stuff as well.
Yeah, just fucking kill everything.
Well, have fun
Dude,
with that one.
we go.
I have planted the seeds of deception. It begins. The master plan is finally coming to fruition. But yeah. Well, there we go. Oh, I guess Russia is the one involved in all of these. Actually. Yeah, I think Russia's the one to take the screenshot over. And that is a literal Europe Asia coalition fighting just whatever. Oh, Andalus is not in. Yeah, Andalus is not in this. Because they're only with, yeah. Okay. It's actually going to be so much of a mess that there's a good chance Andalusian troops will try and reinforce a battle against Russia and realise, oh wait, we can't. On that topic, where the hell are the Andalusian troops and what exactly are they doing? Oh, I guess they're staying back here. Oh, getting taken over the colonies. One colony at a time? Fair enough to them. Oh god. And yep, there goes that British offensive. The Westphalians are there to meet it. But there we go. God, what a horrible, beautiful mess. Slaughters all around. Can't compare that to that one. Thank God I'm not doing the recaps, because this recap would take a year. Oh dear, that is an... Thank you, Paradox. Oh, that is the dumbest. Of course, I can tell you exactly what happened. All their zero strength regiments were on the front line there. Absolutely beautiful. You love to see this, don't you? Absolutely love to see this, but yeah, no, I mean, you can't really plan for that. They were on zero morale, hence they just stood there, shooting at nothing. Call that a battle. Was it Christmas by any chance? Oh, I'm approaching Christmas, guys. God. Oh, Britain. Oh yeah, they're in the screen. That's the screenshot. Because they wanted that, yeah. And yeah, if VJ say I'm down, then that would be the screenshot. Don't know if they will though. And it's most of Zoroastrian, so it's not like I'm messing that up anyway. Oh, having a field day with the screenshots today. Sorry about that. But there we go. And there we go, that's the first uncon by the Russians. It's gonna be to the Ottomans. Okay, well that's gonna be an interesting development, to say the least. But okay, well the wars are gonna start slowly coming to a close. I guess they uncon to the Ottomans to get them out of it. I do remember the time when the Russian-British armies fielded a combined minus 173, 1,736,630 infantry. Two more techs and better workshops, yay. Well, I guess people are very happy to death war, like pre-1700s as well. Which is always lovely to see, but there we go, yeah. That is a very good way of describing the Russian army. Causes stack overflows. Don't unpause the game. Thank you. Oh, they need a diplomat. They need a diplomat, I'm assuming. Yep, okay. Now just this war to go. Prussia can enforce the white peace here, but I doubt they will. I think they're going to push for more here. Well, I can't say it's the best of Britain. This is definitely a very involved Britain. You can tell it's a Britain with Irish ideas because they are using them. They're using that discipline, they are using that shock damage received, they're using that morale. I'm not sure about the monthly war exhaustion, probably using that as well in fairness actually. Yeah, definitely using that as well. The first time I'm looking at, yep, kind-hearted, that's probably what the British need after Oliver Cromwell in fairness. They do need a kind-hearted ruler because yeah. Well, rip the perfect screenshot of everyone in the player wall, but, well, yeah. I think the real casualty out of all this has still been Ragusa. Rest in peace, Ragusa, you will be missed. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
they're
where
all
Russia
flying
is,
up
but
there.
force peace. Yeah, I don't know.
Take
Where's the
4%?
Russia? Where's the
Yeah.
Russia? Yeah. You can
Wait,
enforce
guys.
it 4%.
Listen, if you
Force peace for 4 war score.
Unbelievable.
Well,
Epic.
it's a way to get them out of the
He's
war,
gonna
I
do
guess.
big
I was
ups.
saying they could probably do that. But there we go. I don't know where the Russia player is in the chat, I'll be honest with you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Russia, you've been enforced peace on for 4 war score.
Is Grotto 4 war score?
For 4 war score, yes. So if the
Wait,
demand is 4
let me
war
let
score
me
or
check.
less, you have
I'll
to
accept if it's 4. Yeah, okay, it's 4.
Yeah. I'm assuming he's literally taken like a ducat or something. No, okay, he took a province.
He took 1 province.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
That is
it's only fair. Makes sense.
rules. Thanks for understanding. At least it's the first time about doing force peace I didn't get shouted at. Thanks. But there we go.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, and I think that's an unpause then. Perfect. Okay, the wars have slowly but surely been resolved. Prussia taking that trophy woodland province. Rip. God, what the the Pope was. I forgot about that. Of course, he's allied with. God, that is cursed. But yep, 5 billion interventions later, a couple million dead on the weird intervention wars, and there we go. A failed D-Day, so what's this so far? 9 million plus almost 7, yeah, 16 million so far, and another 2 million other wars, 18 million. Come on, guys, 2 more million casualties, and we'll call this a D-Day. We'll call this a World War II. Also around the last half hour now, so there we go. Oh, it's been a great session today, I think, so far. The entire world got involved, and the few people that didn't get involved got involved in their own little skirmish over here in the south. Hey, go Brunei! Job expanded. Gets a lot of reconquest. Go Pope! God, that's the I guess the merit of actually bothering with Navy. The only other people that kind of think get away with a Navy like that is a player like Japan, who has a allied Japan or something on their allied China on their side, but obviously land Japan is a lot more fun. Again, I do want to also play a war. Unironically, this is going to sound really weird, but a person with really good ideas if you want to do Navy stuff, and I'm looking at all this because I'm assuming they're staring at each other again. It's Denmark, because look at the ideas. You get 5% ship durability, 10% global naval engagement, which is huge. 20% national sailors and 20% manpower, great. Ship disengagement and morale of armies, which is again good. A bit more naval maintenance. 50% naval force limit. Just, I mean, I know it's no Malay or Britain, but still, I think actually trying a naval build with Denmark would be quite fun. Go for. And well, at least unique in some respect, I guess. And they have a claim to it anyway. But yeah, I think yet again this is going to be Britain wresting themselves control now, at least, of this place. Yeah, head of a state church, they actually have it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree, the alliance system could be better, but he stops most of the hug boxes. And at least this one is a lot more, the hug boxes are quote unquote a lot more split up. In fairness, I do see the case to go back to the whole, you know, only one great power ally, etc., etc., etc. The issue is that it kind of only works if there's 15 to 20 people by the end, which is not something that can be relied on. If there's less, then that's an ouch. But there we go. Hello, Magnus Thomas. How are you doing? Popping in right at the end, I'm afraid, because, well, there's 30 minutes to go and you've just missed basically a World War II-esque fun and games, but yeah. Casualties still stand at 18 million. Fortunately now, with Britain basically having control, having their troops back on the Scandinavian mainland, unless Prussia gets some access through Russia, which I doubt, Britain will be able to get all these occupations again, and that's going to be awkward. However, we must also remember that in the same way that while Sweden might start breaking to rebels, Britain's also going to start having issues with Flemish separatists. Sooner rather than later. I don't know how many cores Flemish have here. Oh, it's a decent chunk of them. Oh, that's a really decent chunk. Wow, that's actually a lot. Oh, that's Flanders. That's Holland. Yeah, they all look the same. Sorry. But there we go. Yes, the Ottomans are the famous country, really desperate for money. Yeah, no, I think they're good. Poet, money? What do you mean? You haven't built every building yet? Oh, you actually kind of have, I guess. Oh, and upgrade these, you know. Build some cathedrals. That's what you build when you know you're out of money. You still 2 universities to build. How ungrateful. These people do not have an education. And you're over there throwing away money to the Ottomans. How dare you? Oh, thanks, Magnus. Good to hear. But yeah. We are down in half now, I'm afraid. Otherwise, it's just the remnants of that famous French-English war, which got mostly resolved when the Japanese showed up to help the Russians, but they were not enough to beat them back against the Germans, which of course forced the Russians to peace out, allowing the Germans to keep helping the French to kill the British. We all remember that page in history. But yeah, well, thanks for coming along. Always glad to see new faces. Yeah. England is always still making bank. England ironically have a full naval hegemony to lose here, but I think it's going to be a Mexican standoff until the 1800s at this rate, which is going to be quite bad for the game speed, but it is what it is. And yeah, more Zoroastrian rebels. Can I accept this soon? No. But well, that's a lot of autonomy. They should probably think about starting to unsiege some of these provinces because, well, probably not for now, yeah. But you have to be careful that not to break too hard to that. But it is what it is. Right. One thing I actually do want to check out as well is how much has Siam built up, because they were not that... Okay, they've almost doubled their income now. I think they're getting, yeah, a decent chunk of Malacca. That's a good slice of Malacca they're getting themselves, so far so good. Once they keep going to that, they'll be doing well. And that's a Malay that's brain dead, but thankfully that hasn't been an issue. It goes through trade now, so thumbs up for that. Especially with trade, they'll definitely have to compete on money. They're able to compete on force limits, so Siam with its only thumbs up to go from here. Definitely a functional country by now. No question about it. So very well recovered. And another thing that's kind of a recovery slash never that strong country to begin is how has the Texans been doing, given they've actually fought. Manpower could definitely be better, but they're working through bureaucratic into trade, so yeah, I'm assuming offensive will be what they pick up last for that discipline advantage. They definitely need it. Although, yeah, they're getting at least 2.5 from their religion. So yeah, so far so good. They can also, I'm assuming, drop expansion ideas soon, because I think they basically colonize everything. I mean, yeah, that isn't waste. This isn't wasteland, but the majority of everything else is. So, yep. Unfortunately, with the Congo holding this is going to be wasteland forever, and I don't think any of the colonies are going to bother getting this little province, which is rather awkward. But there we go. Well, it is what it is. Right. I'm surprised the British aren't getting the rest of the occupations of Sweden here. I mean, I think the Russians aren't exactly going to let the Prussians through, so they are pretty much safe to get these occupations for free, but up to them. I guess they're trying to keep their troops concentrated here in case they needed, which is fair, but you can always send a couple of stacks and work through that. I guess they just can't be bothered. It's not like there's going to be too much war score. They are both, the British are hovering it just at the range where the enemies can start thinking about enforcing a white peace. But yeah, not there yet. France was in that position earlier, but not enough. Are they Sunni or something? I've seen it popped already, yeah. Okay. I was going to say, no, I think they're just conversing to Sunni regardless of what their religion is, but okay. Probably some local man claiming Allah performs a miracle, I think, but I wouldn't read the events, so don't quote me on that one. But they were good. Yep, it's been 3 hours of that. Well, not a stalemate. They managed to get the entire world involved. I had some beautiful screenshots of. They managed to get the Ottomans, Persia, Russia, Texas, half the colonies. Japan was over there helping the Russians, and eventually they pieced out all of them. And so now it's just back to this. Just 18 million casualties later in total. So there we go. They're still throwing each other across, but now Britain has managed to move their army. So they kind of pseudo D-Dayed over into Scandinavia. And again, they D-Dayed through Russia to help them against the Prussians, but it was not enough. The Prussians definitely have basically free reign of the continent here. So there they go. It is what it is. God, we are actually, I think, approaching, yeah, near the end of that, so rest in peace to that regard. But, God. Britain, they've burnt through so much manpower, but there's so much more where that came from. Even their forcemen is still fine. They've fought up to 1.6k as well, but yeah. Really should, I think, build up, but I think they're just quite tired now. If you spend 3 hours in a back-to-back war, almost 3.5 now, then, well, the last half an hour I think it can be almost a diplomatic agreement to just stand there and stare at each other across the continent and chill. But there we go. Right. Oh, have a spare merchant, how dare they. Rest in peace, Delhi. They really got burnt there, unfortunately, due to the lack of player involvement. Almost split up into pieces, ironically enough, but there we go. I would actually call them an unviable tag because of how much they've been eaten right now, but there, it is what it is. Oh god, are the British... Oh, that's where they'd be focused. Well, that's awkward. Because I don't think they're going to want to attack into here, but that is a horrible... Okay, they're going to attack into here. I'll take that back, I guess. Okay, yep. Britain's trying a colonial D-Day into Andalusia, even I missed it, so nice job by them for spotting it, but there we go. Hey Banana Fructa, how are you doing? Welcome to me complaining about Leviathan. But yeah. It is what it is. Right, are they just going to go for battle here? No, they're going to put 200,000 men in the desert and let them starve to death, which is one way of doing it. Fortunately, what this is telling me is they're happy to feed more meat to the meat grinders, so yeah. By the way, for the people saying this isn't adding up to 18 million, there's been 2 million worth of casualties in Russia wars that got pieced out. Those did not last a long time. Russia really did not. And Westphalia did... To context of how long this war has been going on, Westphalia mid-war popped the 10% discipline advisor, 10% discipline event, and that has now run out. That's how painful this has been. Which, well, it is what it is. For context, this was started 57. So, yeah, we are now very much approaching what, 25 years of speed 2 playable. No, Westphalia. Oh, are they starting out to give them siege progress? I think they are. Or like feeding little mini stacks to give them siege progress. I think they are. Genius. The fact that rebels are struggling to kill that is kind of impressive, but there we go. Yeah, with the one cannon, then I was actually going to be able to win that siege anytime. Recently. But hey, they got Brussels as well. It's a good job. Good job, rebels. They're definitely being rebel fed here, so that hopefully they break. Because that would be, you know, free land to eat once they break. "24 months for independence, actually, because they have the fort as well. That's a bit awkward. That's a bit awkward as well. Well, that's going to be terrifying, but there's still quite a few decent amount of things. Please don't nation ruining. That is banned, and that's just not going to be fun. You will get banned faster than. I don't have a good metaphor / example here, but you know, just don't do meme nation ruining stuff. If you want to do if you want to do a playable meme, like I don't know, a Shinto Vijayanagar, that's fine, I guess, or you know, Orthodox Butcher, although that's not a meme, that's a good thing for the game. That's fine, but don't like a meme by, you know, nation ruining your country. And again, that will get you banned. Otherwise, yeah, feel free to come along as always. If your nefarious goals involve killing a player specifically or something, then sure, but try not to do something dumb with the process. No counters nation running. God, the Prussians aren't even paying for their troops, you know, it's bad. Oh, that's all part of the fun. What a ball. And yep, that's going to be a very Zoroastrian Persia just about now. Yep. Beautiful sight, but can they enforce yet? Depends on most of their devils, I guess. Because they are definitely going. Yeah, once that 50% flips, they will get that option. Oh, that's a good button to press, Jesus. They became primary culture Persian, didn't they? Oh, that's amazing. Well, that's quite nice of them. Yeah, rest in peace, Kiev. Definitely getting the short end of the stick here. Oh well. Right, how's the battles here in the colonies? And well, Andalusia's losing, to say the least, and GB continues to privateer. So far, so very good. Nothing too special, but it is what it is. I am unironically intrigued now how close these people are to breaking 18 months. That's unfortunate. I don't want to put a rule against that, but I think the British are doing exactly the same here with Norwegian separatists. So yeah, they're both going to start breaking with that. Oh, are they going to feed more progress into it? I think that's what they're doing right now. Yeah. They retreat. That was not a stack wipe. 13,000 separatists were not good enough to kill 0.7. Brave. And that would be funny. But right, you have a CB on them, I'm pretty sure. You don't actually have Reconquest on them. That's kind of funny. But there we go. Right. Yeah. Go fight the Ottomans for like Girid or Morea or something. But yeah. Oh god, that fort's gonna... that's it, they're a max progress, you don't need to feed them anymore. That's a rip. Imagine this doesn't get wiped. Okay, I was gonna say... Yeah, they're not gonna be able to feed any more progress. Either they win at 40% or they don't. But yep, 16 months. Whether we survive 16 months in 20 minutes, we probably will, in fairness. It's not that slow. I do want to see, however, if this Mexican side is continuing. No, they're just going to unsiege this mess. Fair dues, fair dues. They are walking around with their mega stacks, like they should be. God, you can see, just look at these generals. Any normal game, that would be insane, but you know, C4 GC. You need these if you survive. Just rubbing it in, aren't you, with the French, that you can easily put down this revolt, but you're not doing it on purpose. At this point, they're just going to win because the defenders will desert. But there we go. Hey, Japan killing Delhi again. Okay, fair enough. I'm assuming with Siam's help? Same war? No, Siam wants to go in separately. Fair. I'm gonna say they wouldn't go in together properly, as in they'd only be able to take half the land. But there we go. Yeah, most people are done with their government reforms now, so good on them. Right. To point out that Andalusia still kept sail around until the end of time. Which, ironically enough, still a baddie, which I find kind of funny. So doesn't that give them 0% religious unity? Yeah. Getting converted, they're just not, which is rather tragic. It's +3 unrest, +100% stab cost, and yearly corruption. Ouch. It's a substantial stab cost at that. There we go. Right. Oh, did they finally kill those rebels? I think they did. Oh, that's a genius state. Still gonna break, I think, unfortunately for them. Yeah, and they just instantly took that back. That did not last long. And they just also burned down Utrecht for extra measure. Yeah, just casually put it at 100 devastation. God, I would not want to be Dutch at this point in time. But there we go. Yeah, rest in peace what remains of this horrible mess. And that's going to be it, I think. Yeah. Ouchies. But, unfortunately for them, I think they're still going to break in 11 months. So, we may have to do last year soon as well. I'll look into that. Tend to be pretty, I think, time last year when it's the last 5 minutes-ish. But, yeah, depends on the census. January, we may have to overshoot a bit. Oh yeah, we can, I guess, beat 3 because we're staring at each other. No, we're not staring at each other. Sorry, we're not staring at each other. This is an actual fighting over there. But there we go. I would love to see GB's navies fight. But that, I think, would be an interesting war battle to see. But there we go. Nine months and those 2 little Flanders fields break free. However, it'd be kind of funny if the whole of Flanders breaks free. So let me check if they... Let me tag into Thievery and I say, hey. Release Flanders. Can't even take it as an option here. Kind of ironic, isn't it? Guess they don't occupy Flanders, do they? This is Flanders. This is Flanders. This is Flanders. That is not Flanders. That is not Flanders. That is still Flanders. That is still Flanders. Oh my lord, isn't this all Flanders? This is almost entirely Flanders. I think it's because they were subject fed as Flanders to be huge. Yeah. Ouch. Britain, that's going to be rather awkward if these break, and they break the way I think they do when they break for everything, but there we go. The Prussian army has a stack guarding the Norwegian separatists, of course they do. Wait, the Prussians have a... So they got around that somehow. How the hell did they get around? What? They're not even paying for this. That is so weird. The British keeping troops here? No. Well, they somehow managed to sneak that stack over there. Good job to them. Maybe some Mercs or something, but no, even then. Guess Britain feels bad they shouldn't occupy the rest of this, but there we go. Oh no, Congolese particularists, not the Congolese particularists. But yeah, that's a very Zoroastrian Persia. Oh yep, they've been given the thing. Honestly, I probably asked the rest of Persia if I'm being honest, but there we go. Right. They're getting slaughtered for the second time coming, so I'm now definitely having a much easier time than the first time. Probably will actually end up taking land here. If I were to wager a guess, that would be a decent chunk up down in the south. Something like this actually block off. Well, I guess blocking off what Japan and Malaya. If Japan wanted this, they could go fight them and take it. So. Yeah. Probably blocking off nothing at this point, but you know, cosmetics still, I guess. Gotta keep up appearances. Keep up those appearances. Right. I know I've spent the last good 10 minutes staring at these rebels about to break, but I'm actually really intrigued to see if they break just these two provinces or they break the entirety of Flanders. Also, how are we doing on time? 10 minutes to go, so probably after this year, that would be last year, would be my judgment on that situation. Yeah, these guys are literally about to break. Just two choices, either Temprestige and... yeah, okay. Oh god, Britain's actually out of manpower. Did they fight here then? No, they pieced out Andalusia. Well, that's gonna decrease the losses in the war. But there we go. Very well done there, I guess, getting them out of the war. They're literally drilling on the border. Now that's a flex. That's a flex. And they enforced that by peace on them, so they did not lose Hegemon. Okay, Prussia's time to clean up this mess. Fair enough. It's unfortunate to have the island islands occupied by the British, but yeah. Well, here we are approaching the last 10 minutes. Quote unquote last month. I think it's like 2 months really, but who am I to say? Who am I to say? Never actually popped this. Guess they will never really take Gibraltar, so there's no point ever popping that, but you know. Ironically enough, we'll get restoration in Britain. If they really want it, but there we go. Well, on that Christmas, I think that's going to be Flanders' dreams of independence. Okay, not quite. Would have been rather poetic, but you know, we missed that by a month, I guess. Yeah, just about. Don't know if I want to issue the calls for last year or not yet, but we'll see. It'd be an awkward timing. I think it was January and there was only like 5 minutes ago to issue the course for last year. But there we go. Oh, does the entirety of the Flanders break free or just these 2 provinces? We'll find out in this episode of right about now. I think it's just these 2 provinces, but I'm about to find out. I'll be very surprised if it's the entire thing. Well, that is beautiful. That is actually beautiful. That is a cursed Flanders. Trade, defense, and innovative administrative offensive exploration. Oh lord. And Britain has full cause on it. This thing is gonna get down in the space of 5 seconds. Because it's only truce with Russia and they have Imperial. Yeah, there it is. There goes Flanders. Actually blackballed themselves there. Oops. And him. Well, I consider me wrong. That's Flanders been out. That's a huge loss to the British already. Probably off the back of that, negotiate for the white peace, but you know, it is what it is. Delhi being slaughtered, and Persia continuing their Zoroastrian ways. Where are the stacks? Okay, up there. Yeah, I'm assuming this is a dead Flanders. Yeah, they have no troops, they have nothing. Yep. Oh well, I mean they're building an army, but I don't think this is going to do anything for you. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, other news, I mean, can the French even take them? Definitely can't take the coast, I'm assuming. Yeah, they should just take the coast. Coalition with 5 billion people, but they can literally just about scrape by and take the coast. Beautiful. Beautiful. And rest in peace, Britain. That's a horrible thing to lose. But yeah, I think I'm going to issue the course for last year. Right.
Sorry.
Last year.
No,
Last year.
please don't come over.
As it happens, I can't. I don't accept that piece.
Every core has popped out. Yeah, that was quite funny. Also last year. Hello, last year. Hello,
Did you get a call?
last year.
Yeah, I didn't.
There we go. Oh. Actually, that is my bad. I'll be back in a moment. I missed some chats. No, there we go. Don't worry. I did not. I'm actually really tired now. Just watching this, but there we go. Rest in peace, Flanders. Rest in peace, Britain. That's the thing. Flanders was being fed by Britain when they were conquering this area as a subject to prevent the revolt. So obviously this was all caused by them. But yeah. Rest in peace in that regard.
Yeah.
Hello, GB.
Oh yeah, well,
Yes.
Do you have a privateering trade fleet in Genoa docked in London?
Done.
I think so.
I'm streaming. It's not set to go to war, and the mission is set to fucking bolt.
It's literally docked in Cornwall.
Yeah, but I don't know
it's
why
not.
it stayed there.
I mean,
It's
it
not
doesn't
intentional.
change anything really at all.
It's not intentional. Yeah.
I can
Don't
guess
say
it's
it,
not, but it's still impressive that you're privateering the Genoese Strait now while docked in Cornwall.
I mean, it's
those
not going
are
to change anything. They don't
those are
have
some
fleets.
skills.
Get it out of the
private
front
incident.
there, yeah, because again, you know, you can't.
Yeah,
stop it.
sorry, it was not intentional
No worries,
at all.
but still, quite impressive to see. Trust me, I know I've had it myself as an annoying issue.
It's.
But yeah, thank you for getting your boats out.
I will try. Like I'm standing right now in Genoa, and we'll set them to privateer. Let's see where
Thank
they
you.
go. Wait, why
Go
can't
back
I?
to Cornwall.
Oh,
I also just accidentally captured
By
26.
the way, that's why I think I know why they return.
Oh, yeah, that'll be
Why,
it.
because my
Also,
fleet basing rights expired,
I
so
don't
I
know if you
technically
care or not,
didn't
but
have
you-
naval range anymore.
Yeah,
to
but
I
they
don't know
didn't.
if you
They
care or
kind
not,
of forgot about the further privateering, so I checked they were still getting
that did break.
Oh, I
What a beautiful mess. Well, there we go. God, and me now. Still rather impressive to see, of course. I do remember that time when the privateering was beginning. Hire the general, hire the general. I was about to say don't sink the maximum points and the Pope. The Pope just based Pope. Based Pope. Holy shit, if they take that. That would be... Oh my god, Pope, do it. Do it, Pope. Take Den Haag. Make, well, not I guess Amsterdam, but that your new privateer base. Quick, Pope, go rush to show. Oh. He's actually doing it, he's actually doing it. Is he gonna get there first? No, he did not. Many of the pips. Rip. Oh, rest in peace. Well, I can take that, I guess. Oh, they do need that fort gone as well. But that is beautiful. And cursed. Cursed Pope getting themselves Den Haag. At least in this war, I think. But there it is, there's December, so... That is going to have to be the end with 2 minutes to spare. Maybe even one. That might have been a really good call if it's just if the minute tick happens on it. And the minute tick might very much happen on it. Please give me the minute tick, I want it to be like 1 minute off. Tell me that when that siege, they did not. Oh well. Right, there we go. And that concludes the current session of the GC. That has been saved. And that is that for the stream as well. As usual.